Alright, welcome back to another episode of Art Time, where today we're going to be doing some coloring, shading, and texturing in this drawing of ours. But before we fully begin, if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like and subscribe for more. Alright, so I have been working on the outline for this entire room here. And now we're just going to go on ahead and do this. Now, you guys probably, obviously, if you only watch YouTube and not go to my DeviantArt, don't even know that this particular scene was drawn before already. But it wasn't in the same vein as you might think. No, it's a little bit more mature-esque. And it's not that bad, in all honesty. Just basically a foot fetish drawing with Ariel and Mine in the tub, basically showing you a scene that happened in the show. Or in this case, series, since it's not a show yet. Hopefully. Hopefully it's a yet and not a never. But you never know with this shish. We might just never get any form of luck to allow for us to do this. I should have combined these, but I guess it's fine. Anyways, yeah. Ah, shit, I forgot to combine this as well. You know what? It's fine. I'm combining them now. Anyways, yeah. I am now drawing this scene in full. So we got a safe work version that we can look back on for some reason or another. And, yeah. That's pretty much all there is to that. To an extent. But, outside of that, we got pretty much the entirety of December planned out, which is great. If I can remember exactly what it is, it's also good to just have a thing to look back on in terms of memory-based thing. I have essentially 12, maybe 14 drawings, depending on if we complete Sonic Frontiers before the year ends, which seems like we might. I don't want to really spoil it too much, because, you know, the rate of which we're going through these islands, completing it, is just something to look into, you know? Because once Sonic Frontiers ends, Minecraft Season 5 returns alongside Terraria, Nukem Edition, or Nukem Edition, depending on which one I decide to go with here. Probably Nukem Edition. And essentially, what it is just Duke Nukem and Terraria, which I already have the character set up. All I did for Duke Nukem was give Duke Nukem sunglasses from Star's World, this character I've played Terraria in long ago, as well as gotten him familiar clothing so we can keep the Duke Nukem theme. I was thinking about getting a fuse ball of yarn thingy and whatnot, with the, you know, the cat, the dynamite cat, because that looks like an ROTC cat and that would be perfect. But, turns out I can't exactly get that in my... What? You literally just flung a giant piece of food behind you, you douche note. She flung this from here all the way over to the frickin' dresser. It's back in the dish now. Now I'm wiping the grease or gravy on your head. Why is there another piece here? Did I really just... Okay, whatever. It's fine. I don't know how the hell you do this shit, cat. Don't give me that look. Just because you have thumbs doesn't mean you should use them to fling food. Anyways, as I was saying, getting the fuse thing is not going to be easy for a few reasons. And I'll get into those one of those major reasons in a minute. But I can't do that on my my old world that I still have saved. The one with 1.3, which still has like 2 pillars that I didn't bother like destroying yet, because obvious reasons. Because we can't still seem to kill the Moon Lord, and I'm not going to attempt it now. At least not yet. If I'm going to do that, if I can't do it, then I'm going to do it on a video instead. And after we've gotten like many things done. Alright, that is being selected. And that's not the right one, was it? No, this is the one. So yeah, we weren't able to get that. Not even in the master mode playthrough that I have been doing off camera, which I have stopped doing now. Well, for a few reasons. One, I've lost my patience with that world now. Everything was mostly fine except for stupid fucking pirates and stupid fucking robots. And I'm sure you know what robots means if you've played the game before. I was so tempted to bring Star in to deal with those fucking robots, but no, pirates, but Duke somehow managed, after about losing 3 or 4 Dukes. Our army still is infinite, technically speaking. I only had to bring Star in to try to keep the corruption intact because I wasn't able to somehow take down one of the bosses with one of the better weapons that I have, which at the time is the Onyx Blaster. And we do a decent amount of damage, but at that point it's a war of attrition and trying to dodge as best as you can. Pain in the ass, that is. So I've decided to stop trying Master Mode now and just hold off until we can start the Expert Mode series. I've gone through a lot of Master Mode, pre-hard mode, so I should have enough experience to hopefully not completely get destroyed, but we kind of still need to get destroyed, technically speaking, if we want to get the quad-barrel shotgun, which is a pretty good gun to have towards the end of pre-hard mode. Want to get that gun, so maybe it might be a good idea for having Duke Nukem dying a bunch. Who knows? Well, all I know is that at the moment, at this particular current moment, I have no patience to deal with, all the nonsense that hard mode has. And it wasn't even like, we were doing fine in a lot of places. We only died, I believe, once outside of the bosses and the pirate shit. And that was from this stupid mushroom, stalk thing. And after that, we were fine. We were going through the Crimson without too many issues. Surprisingly, farming up E-Core from those things using our Onyx Blaster. Although I will say the one thing that sucked about the entirety of what happened as soon as we went into hard mode... Wait, hold on. That's not supposed to be called floor. That's supposed to be called drain. Anyways, the one thing that sucked entirely as soon as we went into hard mode is our desert village, our desert town got overrun by the freaking Crimson. So if I am going to go into hard mode, which I don't know, we're not going to do that in the first season. The entirety of the pre-hard mode series is to build all of the things that we need to build on the surface, i.e. giant tree farms, segment things, make a big subway tunnel on the 0 level. I don't know how big, maybe 6 big or something. And it sucks too, because I knew that world wasn't going to last for long, because obviously we are going to be making an expert series. I thought at first I was going to do classic, but after handling a lot of pre-hard mode pretty easily, only dying 10 times, or 12, I don't remember. Well, we died a decent amount, got a graveyard, and got a cool shotgun towards the end, regardless of the fact. I feel like we should be able to handle expert mode, at the very least. More so, since we technically have the experience from classic mode years ago. Still, though, it's probably for the best. If I'm going to be doing anything in this game, series or playthrough-wise, it's going to be in a series. I don't exactly have the time to just play games like that, casually. Especially with all the stuff that I have planned. So, at the speed of which we're going through Sonic Frontiers, might finish that series off 100% fully before New Year's ends, or maybe a week into the new year. Who knows? I guess we'll see. But, yeah, as soon as, that series ends, we're going to do Minecraft on Tuesday and Terraria on Friday, with Sonic Adventures 2 still taking hold throughout the entirety of, Monday and Thursday, and of course, game crafters still residing on a Wednesday. And who could forget art time being wherever the hell the drawing gets done? Art time is like the only series that's like truly free to do whatever it likes. And that's mainly because when a drawing gets done, we post it, and then we post the video as well. So, yeah, we took Master Mode as far as my patience is willing to take it. And I'd say we did pretty good. I learned, I re-remembered that you really need to police the surface. At the very least, the surface. And I guess for our underground villages, make a perimeter surrounding it to make it easier to contain Crimson. Because I'm doing Crimson still. Ah, shit. That didn't get filled in. How annoying. I'm doing Crimson in the series. I don't know if I'll ever do Corruption. I mean, I could definitely at least put Corruption in the world and have that be contained. Say if I want to create like a giant strip of Crimson on like the west side and Corruption on the east side. And then Hollow, I don't know where that would be. But we do need underground versions of those particular things. And we'll say that much for a fact. So we're probably going to like make sure everything is contained in like quadrants. Not like very large quadrants, but large enough to try to like, you know, make it so it's not that big of an issue. Also, cat's going berserk all of a sudden. So yeah, when that time comes, we're going to go through it slowly. You know, treat it like Minecraft, where we just basically build. The entirety of our series at that particular point is just going to be building. I mean, the first instance is going to be a tiny bit of building and then trying to get, like... This cat's going berserk again. And trying to get some things set. Also, why can't I see what that looks like? I'll look into it in a minute. I'll just get the others while I have it selected. Wait a minute. What are you scoffing for? Huh? Oh, for crying out loud. Oh, it's fine. It's an easy fix. I will say, though, Master Mode was fun up until Hard Mode, where even with all of the stuff that I had, the potions and stuff and whatnot, even with all of that, it just became tedious and infuriating. At least in, you know, pre-Hard Mode, it felt like it was actually doable, actually manageable, not filled with pain and frustration. Did I do the wrong thing here? I might have done the wrong thing here. What the fuck? Okay. So something stupid happened here that I gotta fix now. Well, delete that, I guess. And this. Now I gotta figure out what the hell happened here. Oh, is that supposed to be above that? I guess it didn't build these all exactly the way it's supposed to be built. But it looks like you are supposed to be above this, it seems. Which I guess, okay, most of it makes sense. This one doesn't. But wait, that one doesn't either. Oh, wait, no, that... Right, fuck. I messed around with these a bit, so some of it's probably going to look off. But it's fine. This is not fine, though. I don't know what the hell happened here. That couldn't have been it. It might have been it. Who knows? All I know is I got to adjust this a bit now. Readjust this, because as I adjusted, I forgot to change and fix things, so yeah. No, what are you doing? No, oh, wait, no, wrong one. I gotta do this. Anyways, we were going to talk about some things here. You know, good old drawings that we have planned for a majority of the week. I guess I'll just fix this as is. Alright, so this is essentially what we have planned for December first week. We have Commander Cat, this character in the Chrome Wars universe. There's only like one drawing of her right now, and it's not a good one. It's an old drawing. Back when I didn't really have like a better looking style than what I have now. There we go. At least fixes that up. Next after that is the season finale of My Luna Academia. You know, that little mini-series I did with Kane Raitanenku murdering the ever-living crap out of All for One. And then Luna healing up All Might's wounds and whatnot. Yes, sir. The finale of that. And it's another safe for work drawing, so you might see it. If some might. Depends on like what I plan on doing in that department. Alright, I think you're probably going to UB this instead. There we go. Well, wait, did I not change that as I fucked? Okay, well, it's fine. I'll just delete all of this on this side and redo it. I forgot I didn't fully move this. How did I overlook this? Is that everything? No. Now that should be everything. You need to sit here, and you need to be just about right here. Which means now you gotta fix yourself. Okay, as I was saying, and the third episode, the third drawing of that week is going to be Adventurous Ami, the hardcore mature series that I have on my Subscribe Star. Then going into the second week, what are you doing, cat? Oh, fuck, right. There we go. And then going into the second week, we got the second episode of Ebony and Ivory, which is gonna, you're never gonna see it here because of the fact that it's a mature series. Alright, that one's pillar 1F, 1G. Alright, good. We're on I now. Then the second drawing after that is going to be an animals drawing. Don't know which one yet. I still haven't exactly like made plans for the list yet. So don't know if or when I'm going to do that. And then after that's the third episode of Elementals Reborn. And then come the third week, we've got whoops. Third week, we've got the fourth episode of Luna v Titan. And it's going to be a wholesome drawing. A nice one. I believe the walls have to be on the floor, right? Okay, above the floor. And then after that, we've got the mature Maka Brain horror drawing. And then there's one drawing for Subscribe Star involving Harley Quinn. Enticing you enough to want to be a subscriber on there? Maybe. But I'll let you decide. Also, what's this? Oh, wall. Okay, yeah, I guess that's the wall for that. Right. And then after that, there is the fourth week, which is going to consist of Nova Guardian's 6th episode. That's going to be a big... Well, I mean, Nova Guardians are always big episodes. But what can you do? That's what it is. That's how it is. And then an Others drawing, followed by the New Year's Cat drawing. Which is essentially just like a drawing with all the stuff... I mean, you've seen it before. If you've been here since early days of my channel, way back in the beginning, starting somewhere in 2021, the end of it in December, that's when I started to fully like post videos and whatnot. And have been still doing this. I wasn't expecting to make any progress, you know, subscriber count wise, but we have made little to no progress within the year of doing YouTube and posting religiously. Such is my curse, the curse of obscurity, to never get any form of recognition whatsoever. Why is life like that? I don't freaking know. It's tiring why life has to be such a dick. Always tiring. I really wish it wasn't so annoying to try to, succeed but fail instead. Yeah, I think that's about the right color. I wasn't sure at first, but looking at this drawing, they are a bit darker with some light overtones. Unless that one was darker. I think that one was supposed to be darker, was it? I think I might have reversed it. Or are you supposed to be this dark and you're supposed... I don't know, let's just redo this, shall we? Oh god. I don't want a stroke path, I just want to do this. Let's see what this is like. Actually, now that I'm seeing it, I think this is supposed to be the darker color instead. Assuming I have the right one selected. No, it's not. Oh god, no, not that. There we go. I mean, looking at the drawing that I've made here, it's slightly less of that, but I guess it's fine. Alright, and then we got the upper side here, which I'm probably going to have in between here and that, so I'll just have that one be called wall. Oh, we already got wall 1E, what am I doing? It's going to make a wall 1F there almost, but it's fine. Whoops. Anyways. Yeah, that's pretty much my drawing plan. Before I forget to continue talking about that. I'm going to get a quick drink of Pepsi. Some people call it Pilk for some reason, but I prefer Mepsi. It rolls off the tongue more. It rolls off the tongue better, I don't know, it sounds better. It sounds like an actual drink you would see in a store. Mepsi. I'm surprised they don't create something like that and bottle that. Right, Cat? Alright, let's see. Seal. Well, I already got the sealing. So, yeah, anyways. These are potential ideas in mind for what we'll be doing for the rest of the month. Potential, I say, despite the fact that it is what we are doing. Whoops. So look forward to that when the time comes. As well as Minecraft returning once more. Hopefully this time with no episode lossage. I'm still thankful we only lost one episode and not both. Still ticks me off, though, that we lost any to begin with. But we made up for it, in a sense, by essentially creating a filler episode of us getting the trident to make up for the lack of us being shown getting a trident. Fucking Christ. Alright, whatever, it's fine. We already got the thing back, it don't matter. All that matters is that Minecraft will be returning once more. And it's going to be building! Although it's not going to be returning in the same vein. Because it's going to be once a week, as opposed to 2. But that means that stuff's going to stay kind of consistent. Well, as consistent as consistent can get. No, that's too dark. I gotta find like a perfect blue color to use here. That's not blue at all. Yeah, I guess that'll work. What are we doing, Cadillac? Plopping up here. I have this entire swatch for this particular kingdom a mess. How the hell did I manage this? I don't know. But what can you do now? I can't. I'm licking your chaps. You eat more of your food. Should I expect to see any more flung food? Yep, there's one over there right now. Don't you murph at me. Damn it, now this is a mess. You're not gonna eat that? Don't you murph at me. See that down there? Yeah. Poke your nose. I don't understand why you're such a messy cat. Don't give me that look. Alright, gemstones. Where are we at? Well, I guess I could probably save this and grab one of the stuff here in the aqua symbol. Sapphire. There we go. Sapphire gemstones. And now we return back to scenery and Yacht Kingdom. As a mess as this is, it still has stuff here we can utilize without any issues. You know, with what I have in mind for videos going forward, as I have been doing with Sonic Frontiers, I had the idea, since we're going to be doing a season of Minecraft and then a season of Terraria back-to-back, the creating series, Minecraft and then 2D Minecraft, kind of stuff like that, as much of a joke as it is, and how untrue that is, because of the way Terraria is completely different, it's still a funny joke. And it's probably crossing a bunch of people as we speak. Oh wait, what? Right, hold on. Anyways, as I was saying, with what we have been doing, I feel like we can do this again, but with a different series. An old one at that. That might last longer than Sonic Frontiers. Obviously. Well, I say obviously, but shouldn't games these days be a little bit more longer? I mean, we've been going pretty well in time. Like, what, 10 episodes in or something? Well, there's the better way to find that out. Go to Video Base. Video Base. No, we're 8 episodes in. 8 episodes in. And we are somehow quite nearing the end. Which is strange. Not fully near the end, obviously. There's still, we still gotta get done with this one particular island that we're on, and there's 2 more left. Oh shit, wait, hold on. I missed that one. How did I miss that? It's fine. Whoops. But yes, this would be a series that I am definitely looking forward to getting back to again, and this time sticking with it longer than what I did before. For a few obvious reasons, obviously. Because we... Oh, wait a minute. Was that... No, that was golden. What am I doing? You will probably not be able to recall this that I have stated long ago. But I have always wanted to, like, you know, somehow get to play Tales of Berseria on my channel. But I wasn't really too sure how the hell I'd go about doing it. You know, what with Minecraft and Sonic Adventures 2, and now we got Game Crafters in the mix. And our time is interchangeable because of the way that works. Seeing how it's always in a very particular spot. Anyways, I digress. I was curious how the hell I do something like that. But then, Sonic Frontiers came into play. And that opened up a door of possibilities. Which is great. It's fantastic. So, most likely, once the 5th season of Minecraft and in conjunction the 1st season of Terraria is finished, then we can go on ahead, put those two on a temporary hiatus again, and we play Tales of Berseria. I don't know how long that will take, but I know through my rushed playthrough of most of it, maybe not most of it, it took me about 60 hours to complete. 60 hours. That's a lot. That's a whole lot. It's insane how much there is. But that's without doing any of the side quests, and to an extent not knowing that there was technically side quests I could have done. So, that is something to think about at some point. However, it will be a long while before 7. It'll be a long while before we can get to that, considering the fact that if we're going to be doing 24 episodes making up a season, it's going to take 24 weeks to get through Minecraft and Terraria's 1st season. Unless there was some way for me to increase the amount of times I can do that. Which there probably isn't, or there is, who knows. Alright, these are either going to be white or blue. I think in blue then. So that's something to look forward to when the time comes. I've also stated that when Sonic Adventures 2 finishes up, which who knows when that's going to be, because it's going to probably take a long while to get our chows, maxed out. All things considered. What are you doing back there? Why are you going berserk? I don't think it's going to take us that long to get done with... the A-rank stuff. Well, I say that, and we just came... Well, not just came, but we recently had the misfortune of dealing with 2 insanely annoying levels that we haven't even completed yet. You'll see what that is soon. But no spoilers. It wasn't all annoying and bad. That's all I'm going to say about that. Alright, there's the background. And there's more to it than just this. I mean, if you look at the thumbnail, you'll obviously already know what it is. Kind of no reason to, try to be secretive about it, because you already know what's going to come after this background is finished. But at least the background isn't taking as long as I thought. This part kind of tripped us up a bit, but what can you do? Anyways, yes, when at some point Sonic Adventures 2 fully finishes up and we've done everything we could possibly do, then the only thing left for us to do is make a new series to take that series' place. And I've said before that I was thinking about doing a Warframe series. Although I don't exactly know how I would go about doing this. I want to try to keep my name as is. But I don't know, I feel like there's something else missing in that department. Because I already played Warframe on this particular account with Steam. So I'm not, unfortunately, going to be able to just make a new account there. Because apparently Warframe, you still can't necessarily start your account. Which kind of sucks. Don't know why it's like that. I mean, I guess I understand why to an extent, but it's just not really good. At least with Warframe, I think that series can kind of last for a long while. Maybe even longer than Sonic Adventures 2. I don't know, we'll see. I mean, we're like almost 70 episodes in, and we're gonna have the timed missions completed. Really can't. And of course, there's the hard mode missions and a few other emblem stuff, and then the A rank stuff. The A rank stuff is gonna suck. At least a lot of the stages that we had gone through got like A ranks. But there's still going to be so much that I'm just unsure of on how the hell I am going to get an A rank here. And that's the worrisome part. We might be at this longer than we want to be, so that's going to suck. Probably zoom in on that, shouldn't I? We're going to have like a mixed bag of series and whatnot. Essentially, our YouTube channel is in the same vein as DeviantArt. A bag of almost, or a mix of almost everything. Not bag, you fool. A mix of almost everything. Right down to art videos, gaming videos, and game creation videos. We essentially have it all. Minecraft and Sonic channel as well. Like a mixture of the both. I bet the algorithm is very confused as to where the hell to place us. Yeah, I would be confused too if I saw a channel that was doing like everything. Would I ever do reaction stuff? Probably not. I'm a creator. I prefer to create. Our time's the kind of stuff that like stays on the channel for as long as I live. Or as long as YouTube lives as well. You know, it's not just me. And even if we're not making a crap ton of views, I'm still creating. That's the thing, I just keep creating. The views that we're getting should be discouraging, but we just keep creating. I mean, to an extent, I never really expect YouTube to really take off. You know, not really good equipment, using my laptop's microphone and camera is essentially all that I can muster right now. But it works just the same. We still get the volume across. You know that, Cadillac? But again, I'm basically doing this for fun right now, and I don't think it will ever be a job. Would it ever be a job? And I'll tell you what, if this somehow turns out to be a job and I somehow manage to making enough money, we might hire an editor. But I don't know how to edit. I literally am just making these like live streams kind of things, except there's nobody here. I mean, I guess technically if I were live streaming, nobody would be there. At least I don't think they would be there. Would they be there? Probably not. But it basically is acting like a live stream. Where I'm basically just talking to you guys, listening to me, but none of you are chatting. And I'm just here, doing my thing, drawing, creating, whatnot. That's basically the cycle we've got going on here. I will say, though, somehow, out of scenic nowhere, we managed to get up to 13 subscribers. 9 to 13. I'm not getting a notification saying anything about the thing. Oh, and we also got our first dislike. Finally. I was waiting for one of these to get disliked, but it's one that kind of doesn't really make much sense when you get right down to it. Now, I thought Sonic Frontiers Episode 5 was going to get a dislike because, whew, that one was just awful. But no, it was Episode 57, Speed Demon. I forgot which one that was. Ah, yes. Tails literally destroying the city and getting an A rank there, I believe. And then Shadow goes another round in his second stage, which, what was that again? I forgot what that was. Was that, what was that? Can I, like, move forward? Can I see? Ah, yeah, Skyrail. A ranks in that. A ranks. So it's either jealousy or it's one of those, dislike bots that found us. That found us, the robots. The void demons are getting mighty upset. The robots have come. And the first one to come is the dislike bots. Maybe. Maybe. I'm not sure. But it don't really matter. Because, I'm not really doing this for your amusement, even though, technically, you might be amused by me. I'm just doing this because, why not? It's another avenue to go down. We do have a decent amount of likes, though, which is surprising. I thought we were just going to coast along the 0-0 ratio. Nope. Nope, we got some likes. And unfortunately, only one dislike. But hey, it is what it is. You would say that, your hater is your most biggest fan. And that would mean that I have the fans of robots trying to follow me on frickin' Twitter. Well, it doesn't make any sense, because it's literally just robots, hot women robots, out of which just has, 3 to 4 to 5 potentially posts, tweets and whatnot, all on the same date and nothing after that. I was able to figure out how to get rid of them fully. We went from like 60-something to freaking 14. Well, 13. We got somebody else who's watching who I think is a bot as well, but it could also just be somebody who's not posting and it's just lurking. Because they don't have the usual bot thing that we've come across. And I will say the unfollow mechanic has actually been helping us prevent more bots from showing up. Let me check real quick. Huh? What the hell? Alright, cool. Anyways, I was just looking at some tweet that was a bit strange. Yep, still at 14. It's working. I mean, we get the occasional bots, but then we just unfollow them and get them out of here, and then they stop, piling on. It's a pain in the ass to have to do that every now and again, but it's not that big a deal, especially when it's just like one at a time in the course of like a week or a month, depending. We haven't really had it happen in a while, but who knows? Well, I could look at my notifications unless it doesn't show me. Oh, it doesn't show me that here for some reason. Strange. Huh? Nice. When was this? Oh, that, right, never mind. Somebody commented nice, and it was that drawing I did with the frickin'... Oh! And now that I got the thing back... Now that I got all the stuff on here back, I can go back to all the drawings I made. What album was this again? Okay, wait, hold on. This is... There we go. I gotta resize that. Was it 42? Yep. Yeah, there it is. There it is. I got the thing back. And it's not on a USB now. It's now back on the hard drive. But yeah. Yeah, that's where that comment came from on that tweet. We don't really have like many mentions, but then again, I don't really go around and talk to people on Twitter. Twitter right now is just basically a place where I advertise stuff. But at this point, it seems kind of pointless because what's been going on with Twitter now recently with all the freaking, if you're not verified, your tweets won't get out as much. The algorithm will be like, you haven't paid $8. We're not going to go on ahead and show your shit. And, that alongside that, it's just basically links to other things, not like actual content on here. Although I guess technically I do have to bring links for like art-based stuff. Because if I don't do that, it's you're not going to be able to read the description. And we do want people to read the description. Okay, I'm going to do this and try to get this to be a little bit more, what's the word? 3D-esque, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. We haven't really been working with Twitter that much. Only for advertisements, and even then, it doesn't do anything. Twitter is basically just a place for, like, the safe work art to go. But we haven't really gotten many people following me for the safer work art. So, we just have it there now to just advertise stuff. Or other things like YouTube and DeviantArt and whatnot. And that's basically it. At least the safe word DeviantArt stuff. Alrighty then. Okay, whoops, that's blank. Don't want blank. Alrighty then, let's just see. So now I gotta get this done with. I don't really have too much left to talk about. Well, except there's this one thing, but I don't feel like getting aggravated right now with that job. That annoying job. It makes me want to just go insane and destroy everything in the world, the universe. Cause the sun to explode. But, yeah. We're going to move the conversation to something else. Maybe we could talk a little bit more about what we have planned for, Expert Terraria Nukem Edition. So yes, Nukem. Duke Nukem Edition. Nukem Edition. Terraria. So obviously we're going to be building a bunch. We want to go on ahead and try to get towns built. It's going to be towns of 3s, but they're not going to be close together. It's going to be maybe some important villagers living together in the same house or something. So that we get their effects going on pretty well. That's essentially the idea. So, say, the nurse and the arms dealer together to be able to make sure that our purchases from... Since he's going to be an important addition to Duke's survival in this world, being a gun build and all. Our entire build is going to be gun-based, but we are going to obviously still have a sword to utilize. Whoops, that was a spoilers, even though it kind of doesn't matter. I say spoilers when it's in the thumbnail. Oh no, that's the wrong one. I want to bring the pillars up. There we go. But yeah, those two together would make sense. Steampunk as well in the desert to ensure that we have, easy way for us to get the things that we need, i.e. the Cleminator and the ammunition that comes from that stuff. Alongside that, we want to have the Goblin and the Mechanic together in the caves, alongside the Demolitionist, as just somebody who's there to have 3 NPCs and prevent spawns as much. Although, part of me wonders, because we still occasionally get mob spawns in the caves, so it makes me wonder if in Master Mode, the mobs will still have a rare chance of spawning. That seems like it might be the case. I mean, some cases not too egregious. Maybe it's just it being, I don't know, they're a bit more spaced out. I mean, hell, technically speaking, it kind of is like that. All the mobs are basically spaced out. Or all the NPCs are spaced out. Essentially allowing for us to, not have the cramped instance, but still have a town instance. Which is good. It's great, even. We haven't gotten any cramped dialogues or whatnot with them, with 3 there. No overcrowding dialogue. You can't really overcrowd if they have their own house to live in. And that's the thing that I want to try to do with this particular series, outside of segmenting a lot of the world into parts to make it easier to purify and crimsify and corruptify and hollowfy if we needed to, for certain things. Outside of all of that, it's basically just, what's the word I'm looking for? We want to make sure that we build everything properly. And to do so, we need to get all the materials we need. So I think that would essentially be our first objective. And also, we want to fish a bunch. We want to get into fishing pretty early. Fishing sucks in the beginning, But once you get all of the stuff you need to make fishing less of a pain, it's so much easier and you can get so many crates from it as well. We also really need to get into getting a bunch of what's the word I'm looking for? A bunch of farming based stuff. Which we're not really going to be able to get fire blossoms as quickly as we would if we beat the wall of flesh. I mean, that stuff's going to have to just be farmed down below. As it occasionally grows in the underworld. Because we don't want to take on the wall of flesh yet. Although, I should say my experience with the wall of flesh in master mode was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. First attempt, our health was brought down to 200 at the lowest, and we were able to murder him. The lasers were a bit repetitive and tedious, but we did it in one attempt. Biggest mistake of Dookum's life. After that, the game just got way more difficult. I will say, though, the Onyx Blaster helped carry us for as long as we could go. But it didn't help in every instance. Fucking Captain Pirate over there with too much fucking health. Rip his fucking beard off, shove it up his fucking ass, through his mouth, and choke him with it. Or through his lungs, and constrict his lungs, and choke him, or asphyxiate him with his own beard. I don't know, just do something to make his death long, slow, and painful. Killing those guys are so annoying, especially when they do so much fucking damage. Surprisingly, we were able to kill the Flying Dutchman, which gave us a relic, oddly enough. I put that in the beach house. But yeah, aside from that, that's really all we can do in that department. I tried, the twins spawn naturally. We tried to get all the stuff we needed, but it didn't work still. And we spawned the Destroyer in twice. Once despawn, and the second time fucking had done too much fucking damage. Don't know how the hell else am I supposed to do that. And we gave up when the Crimson started spreading even further and getting closer into our main area, and we didn't want to lose Pylon. And at that point, I was like, I bring Star in, got the Cleminator, got the purifying stuff, and got the mushroom. The hollow stuff to try to protect it, but then I realized my vacation's almost over, and I gotta get back to drawing a lot again, and sticking to that and doing a bunch of other stuff. If I can't beat the boss at this particular level with what I've got currently, I can farm the Uzi for as long as I can, but if that's not going to be enough to beat these fucking bosses and their absurd amount of damage, then it might be just a good idea to call it quits for that particular instance. And so we did. We called it quits, and we'll just wait for expert mode. Because I feel like expert mode is going to be way more balanced and less frustrating. We should still die a bunch so we can get, graveyard-based loot. And also, we kind of do need a graveyard anyways if we want corruption in here naturally. Also, it's just good to build, a giant graveyard mountain. Where it's pretty much just a dome, kind of doing this. Has a whole bunch of mud and just glass dome all over. With all the walls covered. Glass dome inside so no mobs can spawn. Essentially just allowing for us to create a safe graveyard. Minus potential ghosts getting in, but the ghosts were never really that big of an issue. I will say, I am surprised of how easy it was to deal with Crimson Desert Underground. Desert Underground, I guess, because technically those desert spirits are a part of that. Crimson Underground doesn't really do much except for those red guys, those red imp guys. Desert spirits were a little bit annoying, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Still, though, I must say, I'm surprised we didn't die at all in the Crimson. Technically the only... Oh yeah, I forgot, we had a raft that killed Duke, in an area that was purified in the Crimson. Oh wait, no, it wasn't purified. Because we were trying to get altars, and then a wrath went ahead and did a douche. I think it's still there, but it doesn't exactly matter because there's only 1 gold anyways when we have 15 platinum. I'm gonna miss Dukeum's world, but I just don't have the patience or time anymore to go through all of that in farm mode. I gotta get a head start on many things because December is going to be a busy fucking week in drawings. Oh yeah, that's basically the plan for expert mode. Build houses. Well, get the angler to come and do some stuff. Get some crates and whatnot to do a bunch of things. Try to get the shell phone as best as we can, as quickly as we can. And we just gotta try to get all the other loot, like multi-balloons, which is really good for mobility. The underwater gear thing, the Arctic gear, which is great for water-based stuff. And what else there would be? I know that we only get 5 accessory slots. That's gonna feel weird coming in with 5 accessory slots when you've been so used to 6 for so long, and then we switched over to 7, but 7 didn't really freaking do anything. At the end, 7 didn't matter. I mean, we had the Ranger Relic, but that didn't really help. Oh no, it helped. It did do enough damage to destroy all of the enemies with a shotgun. Bought the shotgun from what's-his-name, got enough Knight of Souls, got the Dark Fragments, and then boot. Onyx Blaster. I want to try to get the freaking shark, but the only way to get the shark is to kill the freaking the worm, the destroyer. The upgraded mini shark. And that's not going to be possible at the moment. I was saying that I could have Star just purify everything and try to make it so that Duke still has fast travel in parts of the world. But without the ability to kill any of the frickin' worms, there's no way we're going to be able to get, any progress done. It's just going to suck. It's going to suck indefinitely. And without anything fragmented, yeah, I have a plan on how to make it so that's not going to be an issue in our series. And the plan is simple. We build subway tunnels, and we segment the surface into several different sections. Sections where the villages are, obviously, will have, segments that are going to be completely separate from everything in that one particular area. Maybe, we build our own little tree or something in between that and there. Mayhaps, I don't know. Right, cat? Subway tunnel is going to be a nightmare to build, though. Without the ability to dig fast, I fear we're going to have a hard time trying to go through the entirety of building this. Digging it out, building it, it's going to be just like Minecraft. In the sense that we're just landscaping. But now we're landscaping in Terraria. I mean, most of it's going to be adventures and some house building in the beginning. That's basically what Season 1 is going to be. And we might be able to get to the point where we've done everything in Season 1 and is able to, theoretically go to the Wall of Flesh and progress. But no. I feel like in Season 2, we should landscape. Get subway tunnel built, even though it's kind of pointless with pylons and whatnot, but it's, just there to just have a subway tunnel as well as to just have a very thick barrier between the freaking Crimson, Corrupt, and Hollow. Because we're going to have to get Corrupt in here. And utilizing the tactic that we plan on utilizing. Was going to have a Crimson with a lake. And a lake house there that we will stay safe in. Same with the Corrupt on the other side of the world. Only on the surface, of course. With all of that in mind, theoretically speaking, we should be able to have really good fishing spots for those particular areas. Emphasis on should. I guess we'll... shit. I knew I forgot something. Why do I keep forgetting this side, of all sides? Yeah, wall 1. We definitely do want to try to get the bottomless water bucket. Maybe even try to find a shimmer. Oh yeah, we've also found the shimmer and got like our health regen up. But that barely feels like it actually does anything. Health regen still feels like it's so slow. Even with all of the upgrades. I guess it also doesn't help when the frickin' boss constantly attacks. Maybe we just need to, like, not attack the boss once we've, like, killed all the probes and our, like, health needs to regen or something. I don't know. I don't really feel like trying it right now. Nor ever until we get to the series at hand. Besides, we are not going to be able to kill the twins yet. That fight seems like a pain, and unless there's a way for us to resist the frickin' cursed flame nonsense, I feel like we're kind of just going to be stuck where we're at. Unless we can get, like, upgraded guns. Maybe that will help. An Uzi would definitely help. No idea. Oh, wait, what am I... Okay, I guess I'll do this then, but let's do this first. The subway tunnel is going to take a while to make, but maybe we can make the process go by faster with explosives. Maybe. I don't know if you can make the explosive blocks. And if you can make the explosive blocks, I don't know if that's going to cause any crashing or lagging. You know, with all the blocks that are going to be laying around. I don't know, maybe. We just build like a 3x3 tunnel going from one end of the world to the other. Or maybe we'll use a scarab to, like, you know, blow a hole where we need to be. The scarab grenade. I forgot what I needed to do to make that. I think it had to do with desert fossil. But we can't exactly really grab those as easily as we'd like to. I do want to try to get an extract in there pretty early on, so I can go on ahead and get the desert fossil armor utilized. So I can at least utilize it once before we go to necrotic stuff. And then Crimson. Crimson will probably be next. And a good thing about Duke already having the sunglasses and the familiar outfits and whatnot so that he keeps his look, is that we can use whatever armor we want and Duke will always look like Duke. I feel like the only exception that we should have in, like, any of that instance is, you know, fishing gear. Where he wears the vest and the pants, but he still has his sunglasses. Which means we're going to need to craft some more sunglasses in order for Duke to, you know, do his thing. Because Duke is just like Johnny Bravo. My glasses. I cannot be seen without my glasses. And you know what? That's what we have to do. It's not Duke Nukem if he doesn't have sunglasses. Duke without his sunglasses. Probably the most cursed thing you might ever see. But, yeah. We'll probably have, like, the angler outfit and whatnot. But we'll have, like, the main loadout be essentially Duke as himself. Mayhaps. Most likely is always going to be that. Like I said, unless I can find accessories that would work perfectly for Duke's outfit. Like suspenders for where the bullets probably would be. And, well, he doesn't really have... I forgot, Duke Nukem doesn't have a nuke symbol on his shirt, right? No, he has it on his pants, though. So if we can get, like, a pair of belts that look like a belt, maybe... Jeez, that's an old version of Duke Nukem. Before he even had sunglasses. That just looks so weird. See what I mean? Well, you can't see it, but if you look up Duke Nukem and see the one without sunglasses, he just looks weird without sunglasses. It's just the sunglasses make the character. You remove the sunglasses, he just looks like generic shooter man who just doesn't look very good at all. You gotta have the sunglasses on, Duke. You just gotta. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The sunglasses stay on during. I don't know. It just feels like that has to be a number one rule with Duke's character. He may never remove his sunglasses. Even when he dies, the sunglasses stay on. Watch, it's like a case of freaking. He doesn't have any eyes there, and removing the sunglasses causes him immense pain. Don't know why, but that's the Duke duplicates, if you will. All right. Anyways, yeah, that's what we have planned. I am looking forward to continuing building the city in Minecraft, though. It's been so long. I can't wait. I have that layout pretty much planned out. You know, sitting there doing its thing and whatnot. Now we just gotta build houses. We'll just build shells first, obviously. Because if we try to decorate it immediately, then we're just going to take even longer. Our main objective with the housing setup, is to essentially get everything we need pretty much set in the exterior and city building department. To make it look like the city looks good. Maybe we'll get the wall done with next. And after the wall is made and like the city is pretty much set and ready to be utilized, lighting is set, then we go into all the houses and just furnish them. Just furnish the houses. And then once the houses have all been furnished to our liking, and everything there is set, even the villagers, profession table, then we just gotta go out into the world, get zombie villagers, at least 2 for starters, and then cure them inside the village. We can probably have them somewhere inside of the walls temporarily while they're being cured, so that we don't have to worry about them burning up in the sun. And then once it's time for them to, leave, they can simply just go on ahead, open up that lever, and then boom, there they go. I just gotta do the double door system, go inside and just, close the door, wait for the villager or the zombie villager to get a move on inside. And after we've done that, I gotta check something for a second. After we've done that, it really is just as simple as just to wait for the villager to do his thing, turn back into a villager, and yeah, that's the plan. It's probably going to take a couple more seasons, though. Depends, really. I don't know just yet. It might. I cannot tell what the hell texture I used for this. Why can't I tell? What are you doing down there, cat? I don't know. I don't think it was this. Did I texture that? I must have, right? Well, you can barely see the texture there, so for all we know, this is what it always looked like. Speaking of which, while I have this texture on hand, might as well get this stuff set up as much as I can. Ow. Okay. This looks like squares. Good, great, fantastic. You're the cat. You're just jumping all over the place. Squares on the walls over here. Of course I forget the fucking shade in this part. Let me get the squares done with first before I, continue on forward. There we go. And now for this side. I got this rack, but I didn't get the other towel rack. Which that one is shown, but it doesn't have a towel on it. Basically, I'm copying most of this scene from the Patreon drawing, with the only major difference here being, or not Patreon drawing, that was another meaning. I'm copying the scene from DeviantArt drawing, only much larger. You can see the chamber. It's a decent-sized chamber. That's the fucking wrong one, you fool. Where the hell did I start? This one, you fool. The bar. Yeah, it's a pretty big chamber. And from the looks of the shower heads here, I never assumed, brother and sister and mother and father, even though you can only see 3 shower heads, but, symmetry and all that dictate that this is probably, well, I don't know what this would be like. Maybe like right here, and then it would probably be like 4 more here, or 3 instead, and you got like the exit there. Not sure. It shows that this family is comfortable with their bodies to be naked around each other. Even shows in the describing scene, where the family gets together and looks at Gwyneth with a blood fountain coming out of her nose after seeing Mother Mina's ginormous gangstwist bazonkas. And, of course, there's Ariana Mina, who I think was fully closed. I don't remember. I gotta reread that part for it written up, whatnots. But aside from that, yeah, they're basically comfortable with stuff like this, being naked around each other. Ariella Mine has her bath. They got their shower. Although, in the sense of, Ruben and Beatrice, they probably race. They have to you've seen them racing before. Racing to get to a wall or something in their towels, and then their towels fall off. Assuming the walls is like their dressing room, or the room where their dressing room is. And of course, with that being the case, chances are they speed race. Or they speed shower. They race in the shower. And race to get to the changing room. Or the wall to the changing room. And then, of course, you got Gwyneth looking at these 2 people. Yep. Just looking at them with their towel down at their legs. And getting flushed. Very adorable when you think about it, considering how innocent Gwyneth is most of the times. Oh, and don't you worry, this is not like your other anime. No, these characters are of age. I think the only character so far that I have made who is not of age, I don't think I stated this in any drawing, I might have, is Domodora's sister in the Hazarika family, who I believe is 15? I forgot her name. Was it Hati? Hattie? I don't remember. I should have this open here, right? I'm going to go to the tools base real quick. Swatches, original characters, secondary universe, Elementals Reborn, characters, Hazarika family. Sati. That's what it was. I was right about the Addy part, but it was a S, not an H. Yeah, Sadie. Sadie or Sadie. However the hell that would be pronounced, I imagine Sadie. All in all, though, if I remember correctly, Domodora is the youngest at 19. And Gwyneth, I believe, is the second youngest. I forgot the age, but I think like 20, 21 maybe. Might be 20. I should have the thing somewhere, but I don't. I feel like oh hey, notification. Well, I wonder what this is from. Hey, Firestick 177. Thanks for adding bath time with Ariella Mine to your favorites. Here's a llama if I haven't given you one already. Anyways, I gotta look up some stuff in Elementals Reborn real quick. I have their ages described somewhere in the characters department. No, that is normal. No, that is character. Normal is over here. It is characters. Let's see. Wait, did I would have explained it here. What did I have? That would be wind, right? Ah, yeah. I just said little sister. I didn't say the age, but I think 15 would be the age she would be. Which would make sense given her, what do you call it? Relatively, well, she's still pretty short, but relatively, bulk size. Gwyneth Tora. What are you doing, cat? And if I set it here, yep, 20. Gwyneth was 20, or is 20. Ariel is 21, so she's the next oldest. Domadora is 19, yes, I remembered correctly. And then there's Ganthru, who is the oldest at 28. He's like the father of the group. If you were to go on ahead and like have one of those leash memes with one character having like 3 children on leash, Domadora would be the one holding the leash, trying to keep them in check. Gwyneth with her happy-go-lucky, outgoing personality. Ariel and Mine with her flurry, get-in-trouble personality. And Domadora, I guess in the same vein as... Well, not really the same vein as Gwyneth, but still happy-go-lucky, going around place. Clueless to an extent. And whatnot. Honestly, I can't wait to get to Domadora's part. Because so far we've only gotten, like, extensive dialogues with Gwyneth and Ariel and Mine alongside Melina. I also can't wait for Ganthru. Like, I already know how most of their characters how most of them are going to react. But I wanted to get the dialogue writing up part for them. Even more so with Domadora. Right, Cadillac? Alright, let's see. Yep, the pillar is that. And also, that part was not drawn. You can't really see that. All you can see was like a gold bit there. For all you know, that gold bit was just the entirety of that. But no, if it was that, then it's not that anymore. I mean, it hasn't been too long. I forgot when I posted that. Wasn't it Sunday? So yeah, I posted that yesterday. So yeah. All of what we've got so far with Gwyneth and Ariel and Mine. I can't wait to get with Domadora and Ganthru. And I also can't wait to get the group fully together. If you haven't noticed, essentially these first 4 episodes is getting the group together. They get themselves introduced in various ways, and they join up and become one of the groups searching for the truth behind the Elementals' rebirth. The Elementals Reborn. How did they, how did this event happen? How did the Elementals come to be? And what's the mystery and secret behind it? Who knows? Wait a minute, cat. What do you think you're doing? I see you right there. Don't try to go further under the bed. Freaking cat. Anyways, who knows? All we know is that the group is out there trying to uncover the mysteries of the Elementals Reborn. and only ending up completing missions and helping people against the creatures that go AWire and attack people, as well as dealing with something. What is that something? Well, you'll just have to read it. This part hasn't come up yet, but it was hinted. This one particular part was hinted in the first episode. It was never used yet, but that's because it's supposed to hint of events to come, foreshadow, if you will. It gives you a foreshadowing of what is to come at some point in the series. Cat's messing around with something under there. I don't know what. Anyways, yeah. In terms of what we've got so far, I think we kind of got the dialogue down for Ariella and Gwyneth as good as we could. Ariella's taken a liking to Gwyneth, which explains their meetup, as it is. Melena's already friends with Gwyneth, which is predetermined pretty early on. Basically, the entire series revolved around those two in the first instance. And then there's Ariella's motivation to want to help Gwyneth. But that's more so slightly sexual interest, given the scene that we have seen so far. The scene that we have seen. Although, most likely nothing will happen between the two. Between the two, in terms of, serious relationship stuff. It would basically just be Ariella teasing Gwyneth. I will say right now that there's not really going to be any relationship happening with these four characters. There will be teases and, sexual, hints and whatnot. Either through Gwyneth flirting, or Gwyneth not flirting, Gwyneth being influenced by Ariella's flirting, blushing. Ariella going on ahead and putting ideas in Gwyneth's head about Domadora. She's not fully a lesbian, she is somewhat bisexual. Which we will get to that when you get to see Domadora. I mean, but who could resist Domadora, though? I mean, we got ourselves a freaking long, pink-haired pretty boy over here with dark skin and a nice, exotic, foreign appearance. This is not like somebody you would be able to see IRL. This is literally a unique kind of man that you would never see anywhere else. Well, less of a man and more of a boy, technically, since his childlike wonder still remains, even being 19 and all. And his innocence still remains as well. But at the end of the day, it's really just a case of a character you would never be able to see IRL. Or if you do see somebody like that, they're probably not going to look as good as Domadora. Let's be honest with ourselves here. Any guy who does have a similar appearance will probably not look as good as Domadora. Aside from that, there's, Ariella pretty much flirts with everybody, so it's not really anything different. That's the status quo that we have going. And that's not necessarily spoiling anything, because we've already seen Ariella flirting multiple times. Bunch with Gwyneth, and once with that cashier girl, before she went on ahead and took on the fungus creature with Gwyneth. Ariella, not the cashier girl, obviously. And then, of course, at the end of that all, the scene hasn't come up yet, I shouldn't say that yet. Even though it's not really a big spoiler. Basically just like interactions and whatnot with certain characters. Well, all in all, this is essentially what we have planned. Whoops, gotta go here now. For the relationship dynamic. I guess technically they're technically colleagues to an extent. Formed together into a group to uncover a mystery that the entire world of Etheria is trying to uncover. And of course, this is not an easy mystery to uncover, because you also got to keep in mind that there's not really a lot of places on Etheria that you can go to try to, like, uncover these mysteries. And plus, with all the creatures that they all go up against, and, like, the side missions and whatnot they find themselves doing, really, at the end of the day, it really just comes down to the fact that most of these missions that they take down is basically just to help people out. It might get them one step closer to uncovering the Elemental's rebirth. It could. Who knows? The first objective would be to help people out. I would say the best way to kind of describe what the Elemental's Reborn is going to be after, like, the introductory instance occurs is going to kind of be in the same vein as Cowboy Bebop. You know, episodic. I would say Roscoe Morgan... Christ. I would say Roscoe Morgan, Legendary Gunslinger, is more akin towards Cowboy Bebop. Because that one doesn't necessarily have much of a plot in mind. It's more so just like Roscoe with Liz going around the West, taking on bounties and whatnot. And, yeah. It's basically just the inspiration of that one. Elemental's Reborn is more so just a fantasy episodic series. I mean, it is going to have underlying plot, obviously. We have things arcing together, but this is basically just the introductory to the characters, as well as getting these characters in a group. Oh yeah, I forgot about the bottom here. Alright, I'll get to that in a minute. See what I mean? There's so many to, like, shade in that you're going to eventually miss a bunch. Which is annoying, but what can you do? Ah, shit. I knew it. I knew we did this. But I didn't do anything to stop it. Anyways, yeah. It's gonna take a while. How long will it take exactly, you may ask? Hold on, I'm gonna check. Okay, so this is all squares, got it. Our 6 episodes that we are creating will end on March. Because, 6 episodes, a limitation period. And then we have a 2-month hiatus to give ourselves, a little break, as well as to have other things in the fantasy field to be drawn in the meantime. What are you doing, cat? And also, there's a bunch of shit on my freaking thing because you keep tracking all this stuff all over the place when you go berserk mode. You gonna come out, cat? Gonna come out from under bed? No, you're not gonna come. You're gonna just sit there. You're probably crouched down right now, getting ready to strike. And you stop when I start talking. I don't know how many particular scenes I plan on drawing out here. What I do know is the map for Elemental's Reborn is going to change a bunch. Which, now that I realize, I should probably get into the habit of moving the drawing, the main thing. Yeah, I should get into the habit of keeping the world of Etheria on the top, no matter what. What the hell? I don't know what the hell I just did there. Cancel? Did that mess up anything? Yeah, no, that just moved that all the way over there. I did not want to move that, you fool. I wanted to move this thing over here. The first one. It always has to be that, no matter what. Yeah, it always has to be that. And we'll also have this be up top in the normal as well, if I can remember. There we go. Always good to have that up front. Because I want to change the world of Etheria's map when we, add new stuff here. Right now, we're only going to be able to visit, 4 kingdoms. We've already visited 2 so far. We're not visiting Hazarika just yet, but I feel like we should at some point. And then we got our village that we're going to visit in episode 5 and fully have it in episode 6. I feel like episode 6 has to be made before we can update the thing, though. For a few obvious reasons. Alright, did I get everything here? I'm going to check and make sure I'm not forgetting anything. This one was that texture, right? I can hardly tell with all the light shining down, but from the looks of it, seems like it may be, but hold on. There might be one thing here, though, I know, just for the gemstone slots. Alright, go over to here. No. Highlight. 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 Trying to make the gemstones a bit brighter if we can. There we go. I feel like I should also make the ceiling bits a bit darker as well. Okay, so far so good. So, that's the background. We've been at this for an hour and a half. But there's still 3 girls for us to draw. Which, I think I should make them a tad bit bigger. Just a little bit, nothing too massive. Just enough to showcase all the girls. Also, I should have you looking a little bit more up. Or maybe not in that direction, maybe in this direction. You're looking this way or something. There we go. And now, characters. I'll probably draw Melina. Really, Cat? What are you doing? What are you doing back there? What you worrying? Where are you? There you are. There better not be another mouse. Remember long ago, in previous Art Time episodes, I don't remember which one it was. I think I have an inclination as to what it was. If I were to scroll down and try to guesstimate further down. Oh, wait, no, keep further. Was it here? No, it wasn't there. Where was it again? Why do I not remember? Was it the Bombarder? I think that might have been it. Can I look at it? You're not going to let me look at it, are you? Alright, welcome back to another episode of Art Time, where today we're going to be drawing a Niter Bombarder. In other words, a grenade launcher that utilizes Niter explosives and bait. So, and the grenade launchers have recoil. Enjoy the video, please leave a like. What do you mean key moment? For more, when did I talk about Grid Reaper? I don't know what the hell this is. Key moments. Alright, so I didn't create this. We got ourselves a grenade. I don't get what any of this means, or why it means. I'm not exactly too sure of the design that I want to go for, but I got something in mind to an extent. This makes no sense to me. Was it really, Cat? Was it episode 2 or the part 2 that
All
that
right,
mouse?
welcome back to another episode of our
It was a mouse. It was part 2 of that, right?
Say whatever.
Niter Bombarder. In other words, episode 72, part 2.
So yeah, let's get right into it.
Well, this one doesn't have the key moments.
Tired.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't matter right now. What matters is that we get this drum. Oh wait, Melina first, right? So, yes. What's wrong? Your tail is getting in the way, isn't it? Well, there it goes, I think. Billy Cat. What are you assaulting? How do you know I'm turning my head to you? Alright, anyways. I gotta remember that this is above all that. Actually, easy way to remember, just have hair 1C here first. Anyways, now we go on ahead and get the girls drawn. I don't think these two are gonna take too long to get done with. Shouldn't take too long to get done with. Oops. Theoretically speaking. Should be able to get this done with quite quickly, actually. But once we get this done with, shade texture them in, then that'll be it. We'll be able to post this one immediately after. I'm surprised this one isn't really taking as long as I thought it would. I mean, technically, the outline did take a little bit, but the coloring is not taking as long as I had figured it would be. Which I guess is a fine. I think this is supposed to be above, going below. Once I can get this done with, I'm going to get a head start on Adventurous Army. Because something stupid happened at work today, and it means I'm going to have to ensure that I get as much time as I can get in this week up until Wednesday, or Thursday I should say. And I guess I could probably tell you what stupidity occurred, even though it's going to just piss me off. To no extent. Also, I gotta... Oh, shit, I deleted it. I closed out the thing. I need to go back here. So this new freaking plant manager decided to make a new rule. A stupid rule. That was done before, but bit the company in the ass. And this new rule is that if you are a line operator, you cannot take a palletizer operator's position, or reliever, since reliever and palletizer is basically in the same vein, except, only major difference is relief gives people their breaks and cleans up the place in the factory and whatnot, while palletizer's just on that damn vibrating machine for ages, and it sucks being on a machine like that. It's the worst. It's stupid. But I was able to get it signed off. Next thing I know, though, new plant manager don't like that because that's not conforming to his new rule. Control freak motherfucker. I don't like that. I don't like people like that just comes in and ruins the freaking flow of things for their own freaking means of benefits. That doesn't even benefit anyone. Because at the end of the day, the person who wanted the overtime, because some of these people really do want as much overtime as they can to get a lot of money, the person... Oh, that's not what I want. That's... no, that's Blur. You fool! And also we'll bring that back to 100. So now that means that the person who could get easy overtime, because I always refuse it, no matter what, the person who could get easy overtime now can't get it unless somebody, i.e. label or winder operator, whatever one those are called, has the not want to work on like 12s or whatnot, and they have to put their stupid papers up. At the end of the day, it really screws everything up. And apparently, here's one reason why that is a bad decision. Outside of that stupidity, which I should take a half a point for just to spite them, but we'll see what happens. Somebody else there usually takes overtime who is returned. And they might want it, they might not want it. We'll see. But I still kind of just want to freaking take a half a point just to spite them. Be like, you wouldn't have to worry about that if you just let him take the damn overtime. He wanted it. He signed for it. He wanted it. So why not? Why does your stupid little rule have to be final? You don't freaking matter. You're just somebody who came in and decided, oh, it's my way or the highway, taking control over everything. Even scheduling, which is a fucking mess right now. There's so many people on 12 hours this week. The schedule is a mess. And there's too many 12 hours in general. And then these goddamn split shifts that are about to fucking happen. I hate this job. I really hope I can, get a move on as quickly and as efficiently as I can on Game Crafter and Paint Maze so that I don't have to worry about this crap anymore. And everybody at the freaking end of the day is talking about this thing that they've been doing. And they say that the system it didn't really work because at the end of the day, it screwed them over. They can't get somebody to stay over because of vacation and whatnot, or come in to palletize. And they're like, look, girl, I need you to palletize even though you're a label operator. Operator. They're like, well, I can't. The rules clearly state that label operators can't palletize. Once you're in your position, you're in. You can't do anything about that. Although, why do I get the funny fucking feeling this person should be like, oh no, that rule only applies to overtime. Ooh. And then everyone's just going to be pissed. Or they're not going to be pissed. They're going to be like, alright, fine, whatever. Not going to let me take the overtime that I could get so easily because this person doesn't want it. If somebody doesn't want the overtime and somebody else wants it instead, let them take it. Position shouldn't fucking matter. Oh, I hate people like that. If only I didn't have this stuff here, I'd go snap. But thankfully I have this stuff to keep the demon in check. But still, I hate people like that. I really fucking do. I really can't stand people who try to take control over every aspect of a job. Especially since it ruins the status quo of things. Don't worry. I'm sure this place will go bankrupt soon enough. All the stupid shit's been happening. Faulty machine caused a machine called a Ducon to set on fire. Who knows? Maybe the place will burn down because everything is fucking broken in that place. Everything is broken. And nobody is fixing it. They're too concerned about people trying to live a happy life by giving away overtime to those who want overtime, instead of fixing shit. They're too concerned with installing more security cameras and getting new lights that are too fucking bright for their own good, instead of fixing shit that has been broken for months now, and continues to remain broken for months now. They said they ordered a new part, didn't come in. Didn't fucking come in. This fucking counter for this frickin' machine just skipping numbers by making, either count the thing or look at the lines on the machine to figure out where the hell it's going. At the end of the day, it really just makes me question my own sanity. How do people like this get in charge? I don't know. It's annoying. I just keep quiet, out of sight, out of mind, and just focus on my projects until I can get the fuck out of here. till I could get the fuck out of this piece of shit place. I just do not like jobs like these. Now this is the kind of job for me. Drawing, creating worlds, making games and whatnot. Creating. I am a creator. Not an influencer. There's a huge difference. I like to create stuff. That's apparent with, and I had the folder to show the example of the first episode of Elementals Reborn, as well as the second episode of Elementals Reborn right over here. And also, can't forget the 5th episode. Wait, no. That's here apparently. The 5th episode of Nova Guardians right over here with all of my creations and whatnot. This is the kind of stuff I prefer to be doing for a living. And I can do it. I can do it. Only issue is I need to get recognition and noticed by somebody capable of doing something with the series, like turning it into an anime. Like an actual anime. That's what we need. We need somebody to come along, throw us a bone, and be like, we'll make your series into an anime. And you can oversee it. Or something. All in all, it's really annoying having this curse of obscurity. I just can't seem to get recognized. At all. And, there's a few more annoyances. Yes. I have this event that I have planned on DeviantArt soon. But with DeviantArt doing its stupid AI crap and a lot of people, not a lot, but many leaving the platform. You know, I figured it was going to be a pretty low turnout anyways. But now it's going to be even lower. At the end of the day, corporations really are just trying to find every means possible to screw me over. I would say the same for Twitter, but it's not like Twitter ever really did anything to begin with. Technically, we started not too long ago, right? I don't know. It doesn't exactly matter. Oh yeah, that's right. You have, oh no, that's behind the cave, right. Which, now I realize, I feel like the cape here needs to actually be much larger. No. Well, if it's going to be larger, it should at least be larger in this spectrum instead. Alright, come on, grab the thing properly. Well, I guess if that's the case, I'll just go on ahead and increase the size of this. That might work. Which now means that most of this is probably not going to be shown as well, but it's fine. Oops. And I think you're about right here. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, now I can put the stuff back. That's the wrong one, you fool. This one. Well, as I have said previously and many times before, the only thing I can do is just keep on creating. And maybe fortune will finally shine in my favor. Maybe. I guess it doesn't matter, because I could be like here. I have no clue. I mean, we're slowly getting a little bit more subscribers. The Void Demons are slowly being kicked out. Which is kind of upsetting that the Void Demons are getting kicked out. But, progress, you know. Even if we're not making too much progress. Alright, yeah, I guess I should have figured that this wasn't going to get used. It makes sense in the end. It's slow progress. But I'm not going to complain. I never really expected YouTube to take off to begin with. Besides, game development as well as drawing, is kind of where most of my interests lie right now. Although I will say, the YouTube channel definitely has, helped out with me getting motivation to start working on, Paint Maze, Game Crafter in general. Essentially, it's a motivation to want to, create a series and then continue working on that series until we can get to the end of the current project of the series. And then once we've done that, we've gotten all the licensing stuff. Maybe get like a company made or something. Possibly. Maybe. Then we could just go on ahead and do what we need to do. And post it or publish the game to the world, for the whole world to play. It's going to take a while. I feel like we're not going to get to the zone creation until next year. The plan here is... Oh, shit. I don't know what I just did, but back up. Oh, I just saved. Never mind. The idea here that I have in mind for our current plans with Paint Maze is to get the menus done with, and then we work on the zone, get the world map as well when we can. Once the zone is made, get the first grid space chunk for the world map done with. And, of course, make all the levels, make the finish lines and all that stuff. All statistics and all that stuff will all be set. I would say once we've gotten to a point where the menus are basically finished, as far as we can finish them, and all the levels can be gotten to and progressed through normally throughout the entirety of the first zone, then essentially, and also the save and load system works properly with what we've got, then essentially that's it. The first leg of this journey in making a game is done. The only thing left after that now is to make more zones, then make more levels, then make the secrets, and keep on going until we complete all of the zones. Then once all the zones are completed, we get like narration sequence like played in the new game instance. Do all that stuff. And yeah, do the things that we need to do. Oops. All in all, that's essentially what we're waiting for right now. Is to get to a point where the first zone is fully made and the game looks polished as hell. But this would mean I would also need to get the menu music made, 2 of them. And, annoyingly, I haven't worked on the music at all on the vacation. I didn't really have as much time as I thought, and I guess, technically speaking, Terraria didn't really help either, because that just distracted me and made me do that for a bit throughout the entirety of the vacation week. But it's fine. We got some experience in Master Mode, so I feel like we shouldn't have too many issues with the rest of it in Expert Mode. And obviously we're not going to go that far. Expert Mode right now is what we want to work on. Less tedious, I'm assuming. Even Classic Hard Mode was a little bit annoying. But I feel like we should still be fine. If we were able to survive most enemy attacks outside of a select few annoyances, then we shouldn't have too many issues with the rest of it. I guess just don't break a fucking altar yet. And just fish for our hard mode ores. If anything, the only reason I wouldn't want to break an altar is to avoid pirate invasion until I get the guns that I want. I need all the guns for that shit, and the best armor possible. Yes, sir. I need the best of everything. I guess I should also try to farm the ice turtle as well. If I remember correctly, the ice turtle is the one that gives you something with more defense or whatnot. Endurance or something. It's been a while, but I don't remember. I remember spending ages trying to get that freaking ice turtle shell. Man, what a pain it was to get that. And the enemies, I think, did a decent amount of damage even beforehand. I think. I don't remember. It's been a while. And we were pretty much a tank build with Star. Although I guess the major difference here being is Star is a character who hasn't died once, and Dukem is a character who's died many times. But at that point, it's expected, and that's why we went in as Dukem. And then going in as Star really made me realize just how good the beetle armor was. Like, we were only taking like 30s and 50s in damage aspect, while Duke was taking like hundreds. With defense iron skin included. Although I think that's mainly because the, what do you call it? The beetle armor just reduces the damage dealt to you. Which makes sense. And Dukem is over there with flat defense values. Struggling. I don't remember exactly, but didn't you have to farm a crap ton of golem to get that? I remember I had the golem arena set up, and I was just trying so damn hard to kill golem as fast as I could in order to get the beetle armor. I think that was how you did it. I remember I had to kill a golem hundreds of times. I do remember that. I don't think Golem got enraged, did he? Pretty sure he didn't. Oh wait, right. Is that supposed to be above that? Shish. Well, if that's the case, then I should probably put fingers here. Get rid of nails, because that's going to be hidden. And now we can't even get to Golem. And if we can, I don't even know if we can beat Golem in Master Mode. I'm surprised of how, like, we didn't really have too many issues in the pre-hard mode bosses outside of, like, the Eye of Cthulhu ones. Well, we almost killed the Eye of Cthulhu, that's the thing. We just teleported to the nurse to try to heal, and then he despawned. It's just Skeletron Prime. Skeletron, it was the only thing that we had, like, difficulties trying to beat. All the other bosses were not that hard, even the Deerclops. And I've said this many times before, but I'll say it again. All in all, I think we might be fine in expert mode. At least pre-hard mode. And we can die as much as we want in hard mode, so long as our surface worlds aren't being completely overrun by Crimson again. And we will make sure to make that not happen. Because you know how annoying it is seeing the Crimson spread, and oh, there goes our pylon network, and the reason for your NPCs to, like, be there. And it gets to a point where, like, the entire world is just dead, and you have to just worry about all of these fucking Crimson mobs in your, like, main base area. I mean, I guess the only other fix for that, at that point, would just bring in another hard mode character that you have, and just fire the Cleminator, or whatever it was called, the Clementine something, and fire Hollow all over the place. I mean, at least with Hollow, because we have adamantine armor at the moment with Dukem. But at the same time, it still doesn't do shit. The defense doesn't do anything. Even with endurance potions, it's just not enough. I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. But I am sure of one thing. Duke is not ready for Master Mode, hard mode. And there's no way in hell I'm going to bother with Legendary Mode. Are you kidding me? Legendary Mode? That mode is probably going to suck a million donkey nuts. There's really no way around it. Having to deal with animals that explode on contact, maybe? I don't remember. But animals with dynamite strapped to them? As well as the trees trying to throw bombs at you? Yeah, no thanks. Master mode is already annoying enough as it is. But having to deal with, legendary mode. Somebody did it in hardcore once and beat the Moon Lord. Somehow. I imagine it takes a lot of preparing. That's for certain. But other than that, yeah, no, it's just because somebody did it doesn't mean I want to do it, especially when they said that it was a miserable experience. And I would believe them. Things blowing up around you. Insta-kill. Probably a lot of traps, too. That's not an experience that I want to, run. Maybe we might. If we can take on Master Mode and, after we, fully beat Expert Mode and, build our Utopia and whatnot. If we can do that, then maybe we'll do Legendary. Maybe. Are we going to get far in that? Probably not. We're going to have thousands of tombstones, and we're going to make the biggest grave dome the world has ever seen. Probably. I have no idea. I also don't know what Don't Dig Up is going to entail. Well, if we're not doing all the seeds in one instance, then maybe it's fine. Legendary mode and then Nightmare mode is probably what I'm going to call it. With you starting in the underworld, and the surface and everything is a mess. All of the secret seeds at once. This mode right here, Nightmare mode, is what I'm going to call it. They probably have the name of the seed, Everything Seed, Zenith Seed, or whatever. But I see it like this. You got Classic, you got Expert, you got Master Mode. I am worthy on Master Mode, i.e. Legendary Mode. And the seed that brings all of the seeds together, Nightmare Mode. That guy attempted Nightmare Mode on a hardcore character and managed to beat the Moon Lord. And under a set amount of time, too. It was a speed run, too. Well, speed run. I think he edited down to 4 hours. Or maybe it was a full-on 4-hour speed run. I don't know. I haven't looked that up in a while. But yeah, Nightmare Mode is not something that I want to do. But we might do in the future. I don't know. Possibly. It just doesn't seem like a fun time, if I'm going to be honest with you. And, I call that shoe. I probably should call that sandals. But it's fine. I feel like we could give Legendary Mode a try. The only thing that's really not, of interest to me in that department is I forgot what it was. The only thing not of interest to me was what? I forgot what I was going to say. Shit. Isn't that annoying when you forget the point you were going to try to make? Oh well, whatever. I had something that was to be said, but then I had forgotten it. Something about Nightmare Mode? Oh well, whatever. I think I'm going to get a drink. I'm too tired. Eyes are droopy. And running out of Mepsi, but we're almost done. You're probably questioning why I'm drinking such a concoction. Well, you see, we humans are built differently from cats. You just blinked at me. Again. If I was at a staring contest, I would have won. Oh, she's trying to blink. Yeah, you want to blink? Here? With your eyes? That doesn't work. All right, well, back to it. I forgot what Legendary had. Wasn't it like Demolitionist or something? I think that was it. The guide was replaced with Demolitionist. Man, part of me kind of wants to attempt a drunk world. So I have like all of the ores I could ever ask for that I can just mine whenever. As well as have both the Crimson and the Corruption. But I don't like all the other things that go with it. For instance, I think, Party Girl? I want the guide first and foremost. The quote-unquote classic experience. But I also would like to have the option to have all of the ores present. Or at least select what ore that I want to use. There is a specific set of ores that I kind of want to have in my world as like default thing, so I could just go and find and mine instead of having to like spend hours fishing for a chest to try to get all of that particular type. Also, why? Oh, okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, why did you do that? The setup that I had in mind consists of tin, iron, silver, and gold. Gold for, Duke Nukem. Duke. Iron because I like iron better than lead. Tin primarily because of tin plating looking pretty cool. It'll be a nightmare to try to build with anything tin if it's copper. I don't like the way the copper bricks look. Too orange. I don't think the green would look good either. I think that would be something we would have to do, though. It's just like mine a bunch of tin, turn it into bricks, and start building with it. Alright, here's a shoe layer. And silver, honestly, it's just for the sake of silver and gold. If we get tungsten, it's no big deal. Part of me is questioning if I should just like preload my world, have Dukem go into it with his radar detection thing, and as well as Spelunker Potion, and don't go too far into it because I don't want to spoil my world like too much. But go into it enough to see what kind of ores we got. I mean, iron is kind of important. If we get copper, it is what it is. The iron's the one that I kind of want to try to stick with. Because I like iron better. Iron looks nicer. Even though iron and tin are kind of like, they look somewhat similar if you're looking at it via singular ore instance or through Spelunker Potion. Or maybe not. It's been a while since I've seen iron and tin together. A while since I've seen any of that together in the first place. I know, I guess what I could do after this is just build a world and see what it looks like. And then we just go on ahead, leave, and then, we have the world set at least. Are we going to do anything with it? Not yet. Not until it's time for us to start making the series. Because obviously that won't be for a while now. It won't be for a while because I don't know how long Sonic Frontiers has left. Since the episodes haven't come out yet, and this most likely is going to be posted Monday, I don't want to spoil things too much. But via the last episode that we're on the third island. And you know that there are 5 islands. And if you're being spoiled, well, what are you doing watching this? Go watch those episodes. 1 and 4 are, I don't know, manageable. 5 is a mess, but the audio is still good. 6, then 7 and 8 is where I finally figured out how to record those properly. I feel like we would have had better recordings if A, OBS didn't fucking update and revert to a thing I couldn't use, and I went to software, not thinking straight. And B, I had the space for things if the D drive didn't fucking decide to take a shit on us. and we just had to use the PC. I've been using the PC slot here to like record videos in like the C drive. I mean, to ensure that, you know, if the D drive were for some reason stopped working all of a sudden, we don't have to worry about that too much being an issue. And at least we know how to recover things if something were to break. It works. It's a pain in the ass to get stuff out of it, but it works. We really just got to be careful with that, though. No sudden movements. Because it's a smaller hard drive. I might want him to like install a bigger one at some point, because I feel like a terabyte of space is not enough. And right now we only got half of that, 500 gigabytes. Which I guess is technically fine, because we're not saving all of our videos and keeping them. We delete them after some time has passed, and allow for new videos to get placed in. Now, I will say the one good thing about these particular drawings showcasing scene from the, the series, is that I don't have to write too much. I didn't even have to write a story for the mature drawing of Ariel Lamine in the bath, because the story was already written in the second episode, which is great. Same with Mother Mine for Subscribe Star. All in all, I feel like posting it shouldn't take too long. Alright, let's see. Let's see. I got a little bit at the neck, but let's get a little bit more. Oh yeah, I finished up all the episodes of Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I gotta say, the last season feels kind of flanderized. Don't know why. Like, the first few seasons were pretty good, but then the last season was like... it was trying too hard. Which, it's fine. I guess it's still technically a kid's show, despite all of the very, very, weird and grotesque scenes that sometimes can occur. Like that one, eye-poking scene with the apple. Oh, we did see the Spider Queen. Velma Green, pretty freaking hot still, despite being a spider. Unfortunately, there is barely any art of her anywhere. And the only other art that I could find of her consists of her in high school, which is obviously not good, because of the fact that she is, despite being like a monster, probably of a differing age, is at least in teenage years in monster form. But, yeah, I guess that might be something we do. We just go on ahead and get the Spider Queen some much-needed art in the fetish category. Obviously, the current variation. Also, I have forgotten completely of the plot, because I thought Jeff fully married the fucking Spider Queen, but then Billy's like, nope, not gonna have this, and Jeff's like, yeah, nope, not gonna have this, and she's like, that's fine. I'm going to conquer the world now, because that was something we were supposed to do like years ago, but never really got around to doing it. I'm kind of gonna, marriage stuff would kind of just get in the way of world domination. So yeah, it's all mutually beneficial, I guess. But yeah, that was something. That was something indeed. But to say the least, it's. Wait a minute, is that supposed to be... Ah, shitbird. You're supposed to be a tiny bit less thick. To match that. There we go. I don't know when I would draw it. I have so many things planned that I wouldn't be able to draw that anyways. Where is this? G? Ah, yes, G. But it is something I gotta remember to put on the list. Which I think I did. Oh. And I found another character. Outside of the one character that I have in mind from Genshin Impact, Noelle, I found another character that Moon will be forced to cosplay as because of Yuri. Which It's probably going to have to be drawn after the Noel one. But I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen an art on Twitter of this white-haired lady. Ah, shit. Where are you right now? Wait, what? Oh, wait, no, that's a different finger. Never mind. Of this white-haired lady, who I believe's name is Fiona Frost, if I remember correctly. At least the nickname or something. And, you know what that means? As soon as, Yuri forces Moon to cosplay as Noel, as well as before that, we have to draw Moon teaching Yuri a lesson, which I guess we won't really see fully just yet. Yeah, I gotta try to make this a bit more... because this is very much pixelated. Which makes sense because these girls aren't like the main focus in the scene. That's why this is all this far out. But yes, as soon as I can do those two drawings, oh boy. I draw Moon cosplaying as more white-haired ladies. And it kind of works perfectly. The only major difference hairstyle-wise is the hair parted to the side. And I already got an idea for what those two drawings are going to be. When are they going to be made? No clue. I know I at least got to get one mature drawing going up with Moon punishing Yuri for all of the forced cosplaying she's forced to do. But of course, Yuri doesn't learn her lesson, even after the severe punishment. Yeah, I doubt that this kind of stuff exists, but... a material that's basically replicating a goat tongue, and you just go ahead and, salt that department and whatnot. Not an actual goat, because we're not over here with that. Is that still considered bestiality? Essentially, you're letting an animal lick something on your body, or somebody else's body. That has to be bestiality, right? I can never get into that particular part of that fetish base in the tickling department. The only thing I would go for is the Luna lickers, because it's literally just Luna's head in the shape of a ball, like little cats. A little creepy, but it's good enough for me. Better than actual animals, actual cats or goats or whatnot. I don't like that. Maybe I make a goat girl OC, but not an actual goat. I am somewhat of a furry, but I am not really full-on furry in the case of that's my lifestyle. On occasions, I dabble in furry stuff. My DeviantArt is a mix of almost everything. So of course I'm going to have some of that stuff. And aside from that... a device. Basically just replicates a tongue. And it's going to have some salt on Yuri in a very sensitive spot. You know which one I'm talking about if you've seen all of the stuff that I've drawn. And it's going to be posted on DeviantArt, so you know which one I'm talking about. And Yuri's just going to be completely ecstatic. It's going to be the most ecstatic face I think I will ever draw. Maybe the most defined tears, if I can remember to do that. And it'll be so bad that Yuri's not even going to be able to walk. She's going to have to drag herself out of the closet that Moon forced her in and then punished her for all of these forced cosplays. And I got a very special drawing in mind with Noel. Primarily because of, everybody's stigma towards Genshin Impact. I've enjoyed most of it, but I stopped playing after I fought that dragon. Most of it was fine. I like the exploration aspect. And I did like the Breath of the Wild-esque gameplay with, being able to climb in the combat and whatnot. But then I just kind of fell out of that. I never really got to the part where it's, very grindy and all that stuff. You gotta, grind for the best stuff to be able to progress. Assuming that actually happens. Whatnot. Okay, at least I got a character I can draw there that is of age, being Lisa, the Electro Mommy. So that's good. And apparently Amber, who's 18 in the game. So that's good too. Always good to go to legal side and not the illegal side. Let's see here. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty funny to see Noelle, Moon, and Yuri looking so terrified as Moon just overlooms Yuri. Man, you will not. I don't want to spoil it too much because this is a pretty big spoiler to what Moon, is gonna do here. Even saying that might even spoil it because you're like, wait, I think I could take a while to guess. Even though it's not really a huge spoiler, all things considered. Since it's not really story-based, but I guess character arc being written up. And then there's Plight of the Unlaughable Goth, followed by Ebony and Ivory, and soon to be followed by that one particular series I have in mind after Ebony and Ivory is finished. 3 months is about to pass soon, which means we got 5 more months until we can get to the next limitation period. Essentially, we are 3/8 of the way done with our limitation period. This is the 30th drawing of the limitation period. I don't quite remember what episode this one was. I could probably check. Temporary video baits, our time logo. Yeah, 86 this is, right. I don't think I need these open anymore. Did I get everything here? No, there's still this. Yeah, and that's in the right direction. Let's see. What was I talking about? I just forgotten. I had forgotten. I'm still so damn tired. God dang it, I'm so damn tired. So damn tired. Oh, considering the fact that, our hours are out of whack, it kind of makes sense. Going to sleep at like frickin' 8, 9. Now going back to 4 or 5, depending on if I can get to bed earlier. It's so jarring. But at this point, I'm kind of used to it. I somehow have enough energy to continue creating. Which I'm glad. Before in the past, I was kind of like burnt out on most stuff. But I'm getting sick and tired of this job. And so, all that motivation is being turned into energy to try my damnedest to get out of this godforsaken job. In some way, shape, or form. And this is one of them. Y'all know my stance. I've said it many times in many episodes, but like I said before, you might be tuning in on this episode for some reason, a years into the future, or you're looking at all the episodes and seeing how I did stuff. Or you heard some of the weird stories that I've made and are like sticking around for it, and now you're wondering, where is all the weird stories at, eh? We got other updates and whatnot to talk about, but we haven't really talked about weird stories in a while. I should at some point. But not now. We're going to be close to done with this soon. Unless I forgot something on you. Yeah, I think that's good. Oops. But yeah. Tuning into this episode. You're like, I don't know what he's talking about. I didn't look at all the other episodes prior. Well, we are getting some views that are tuning into episodes like this. At least with our time, it's not like an episodic series. Well, no, it's not like a plot-based series. You can come in at any point, and you're not really going to have to worry about being lost on anything. Unless I'm talking about something, and you don't really know what I'm talking about then and there, and you're like, well, now I gotta look at that episode over there, and I don't know what episode that is, because you're not saying it. I don't know what episode it was that I said the things out of which that might be a continuation of certain aspects. I've created so many videos. You really think I'm going to remember which ones have what kind of topic conversational? At this point, if I were to watch my own videos, it would be like new content to me because I have forgotten what I said. Might laugh at my own jokes. Technically, I have at multiple occasions watching back. It's funny because I don't get that same cringe that most people get when they look at their old stuff. It's like, yep, that's me. That's what I do. That's what I probably still do. Only now I feel like I might have gotten a little bit more, talkative and more boastful in a few departments or whatnot. I'm not sure. I'm sure somebody could analyze the videos. We got something like space blasters and how, calm I was talking. Nah, it was mainly because I was trying to stay somewhat quiet for the folks upstairs. Regardless, it's, they're asleep for the most part, so if they can't hear me as I'm talking out loud, then they don't have to worry about that. They really need to fucking go in for, a noise-making machine. And you see that fan in the background right over there? That's my noise-making machine. The reason why it's facing the wall is so that it doesn't blow the cold air on me and allows for me to have noises that occur while I'm sleeping. I cannot sleep without it. The sheer and utter silence is, just really distracting in me trying to go to sleep. And that's why I have this machine here. It also helps drown out any noises upstairs. So if they cough, because I can hear them cough. If upstairs they're coughing, all that. And you can still hear the dogs, unfortunately, because they freaking run down the stairs like bulls in a china shop. And especially when they yell, when they bark. You can definitely hear that, which is annoying. That's why I can't really do any sound effects during the day if I were to do any more sound effects in Paint Maze. So I wouldn't be able to do that now, would I? With them making noises upstairs. You probably heard some TV background noises in some of these very faintly. Not like it really matters that much. Anyways, right. We're almost done with Melina here, which is good. And she's wearing an apron. Many of you don't know this, but this apron is important to a plot. What that plot, you may ask? Well, you're going to have to find out when the plot comes up. But as it stands right now, it doesn't really mean much. It doesn't mean much because it doesn't have any importance right now. Obviously. Alright, well, still so damn tired. But we're almost done. We're almost done. I just want to sit here in silence and just relax. But I gotta get this done with. This part's important. Because this is the last drawing of the month. And I'm surprised at how quickly we're getting this done with. I want to get a head start on this, but the fact that I'm going to get this done within 2 days is surprising to me. I mean, I didn't think the girls are going to be that involved in the drawing. Most of them are, most of them aren't. Half of them is shown, half of them isn't. One of them is fully shown. I.e. Ariella Mine. Yeah, those who probably look at that, they look at the title and you're like, hey, Mind Bath Chamber. Now it's Mine. Think of it like Fujiko Mine, the way her last name is pronounced. I like that last name, so I decided to give Ariella's family that name. Because why not? Always good to have more Mines around. And plus, they're very hot, the family. Have you seen the mother? Have you seen the father, even? Even the freaking son and the other daughter, despite how flat she is. I would say that Mother Mine and Ariella Mine takes the cake and bust. Matter of fact, I think Mother Mine has much bigger breasts than Fujiko does. Have you seen... I say, have you seen it? But I can just show it right now that I have it. Have you seen this? Have you seen that? Jesus! And she's probably very upset that she got the father gene of no boobs. I mean, even he probably these two probably have pecs bigger than her boobs, but she still has an attractive face. Man, old thing will talk about freaking Soma look-alike over here and whatnot. It's just funny just drawing NPC, like background characters as just random characters. We just got Elemental's Reborn Soma over here in the dinner table, which makes sense. Yep. That's boobs to rival Fujiko herself. And those probably are pecs to rival... I don't know any other character who has pecs. Huh. All Might! Yes, although technically in his not buff form, he has none. Well, you get the point, you know. We don't see it here, but he has a rather muscular body. And I am not going to draw that. Look, I joke around about it, but the only male character that I would probably draw in my series in any form of mature instances would obviously have to be... where is the drawing? It's not here. Is it 43? Is that gotta be 4? Yeah, it is Damadora. Obviously. And for obvious reasons. Eyelashes, thick, pink hair, exotic, cat. Oop, snoot. I didn't want to do this because that would burn the thing. Why I can't wait for Damadora, as well as Genthru's dialogue. I just want to, say see, but I already have, an idea on how they're all going to, react and whatnot. I just want to write down their dialogues. If I remember correctly, Genthru was the more serious one. Damadora is the more carefree one. Innocent and clueless to, advances that most women make to him. Gwyneth is also innocent, but she has a hidden anger that's shown in episode 1 with the mother dragon hurting Melina, which obviously makes sense. Gwyneth loves her friend very much, and is hinted to want to, date her at some point. But being a medieval era, it's probably very difficult to try to date somebody. Well, not really medieval. I don't even know what the hell the era this would be considered. Stone castles with very, futuristic, medieval-esque kind of appearance, I guess is, the best way I can describe it. I'm not sure. But the castles in this universe definitely has a way more unique spin to it than most castles. Well, I guess some of them. And you got the Hazarika Kingdom. Do I even remember where the hell that was? Desert Kingdom? When did I draw that? It had to have been pretty early on. Or maybe it was after that. Because I vaguely remember drawing this after... Yeah, it has to be 45? Or did I skip it? I'm glad I have these back that I can look at it, but I should probably be focusing on drawing right now. Was it not here? Where's the Desert Kingdom? Ah, here it is. It was 47. Yeah, the Hazarika Desert Kingdom. I feel like I could have probably added a little bit more decoration detail to the buildings in the back. But what more could you do? It's like an Arabesque scene. I do very much enjoy the Leviathan Kingdom, or well, the drawing was called Oceanside something. It definitely wasn't here because that's when I started doing videos. When was that? Ah, here it is. Yeah, the Oceanic Vista. Still a little bit like curvy, but that's fine. Given the, what do you call it? I did want to try to put people in here at one point, but it just wasn't really working out as well as they'd hoped. That's the Leviathan Kingdom right there. But so far, we've only seen the Hazarika Kingdom. We haven't really seen much of the Mine Kingdom exterior. We've seen a decent amount of it, i.e. the halls, the bath chamber, the dressing chamber that Mother Mine was in, and whatnot. We've seen a lot of the Town of Creation, though. Which makes sense. The Town of Creation is like the center point of Panama, and it's like the main city to reconvene in to acquire equipment and whatnot. This main city that everybody generally in the central region of Panama goes to. The Hazarika go to there as well, but it's a long-ass trip. I mean, you've seen me do the drawing, but I'll bring it up anyways if I can remember which album that was in. Yeah, you see this? You see the world map right here? You got the Town of Creation here. Taurus Kingdom is closest to the Town of Creation, followed by Nature Kingdom, and followed by Mine Kingdom. And you got the Hazarika Kingdom all the way in the middle of the desert region of Panama. We don't have names for these yet. We're probably going to have names for them, name dropped in the show or series. But yeah, the Hazarika really have to travel so far just to get to the Town of Creation. I also need to reduce the size of this. I don't know why the hell I made that the same size as most of this shit. Names of shit should be like this. That size. I'll adjust that when we update the map, but for now it's fine. Twitter and YouTube's thumbnail or variation drawing of those are going to be the old one, but DeviantArt is going to be one that will constantly change as time goes on. Which is fine. It's fine, all things considered. I do like the idea of an ever-changing map. Especially one with way more detail. Don't get me wrong, the Crowmore's map is nice to see what the world looks like and see where all of their bases are at, but you don't know which base is where. Which is an issue, because you gotta look back and try to figure out where all the bases are at that point. Whereas in Elemental's Reborn, you have a much easier time locating all of the area, and you have an easier time trying to follow where all the characters are in the series. And all the landscape drawings that I plan on doing for the series will help you get an idea on what you're supposed to imagine when looking at stuff like this. So when you're thinking about the bath scene, you imagine an area like this. Maybe with the effects in there, because we haven't fully finished it yet, but you get what I mean. You would imagine an area like this with a nice blue lighting. A nice blue lighting. Looking nice and cool. Shining down on Ariel Amini right over here. Looks cool. What you narrowing for? That's right, I poked your back. Anyways, yeah. It's always good to have these particular things here. And I'm glad that we're doing this too. Now that Demon Realm has basically finished up a large bulk of the regions, with only Lamet and Space Abyss left for me to complete, we were able to amass a bunch of free space in landscape and scenery. And since Chromore's faction bases are still kind of on hiatus, actually, part of me wonders, should I create a world map for Chromore's? I should, shouldn't I? We already kind of have a map that we need there. alongside like certain areas. I'm not sure. It's going to be a while before we can get to any of that. Because obviously, we got to finish up Nova Guardian series first. And Nova Guardian, we might... The hell? Could have sworn I heard something beeping outside. Anyways, we know for a fact that we have a lot of landscape drawings that we can utilize. So what I should do every now and again with Nova Guardians is try to draw some landscapes for the series. Just the same as I have been doing with Elementals Reborn right now. And I guess technically with the World of Etheria map, yeah, it's essentially that in the sense that it's basically just 2 landscape drawings that we've made so far. I mean, we're making it right now, but technically by the time this video comes out, it's already been made, so yes, 2. I have more in mind, I think. Well, let me think. I got 2 Demon Realm stuff, World of Etheria, this one, and there was that Bob Ross parody drawing of me just making a Bob Ross-esque art time video on the 100th episode. Now, I'm going to be quite miffed if for some reason the people who owns Bob Ross's name, those fuckers, decide to just be like, you can't do that, take video down, and whatnot. It's a parody video. I am literally making no money. I am not a threat to you jackholes. Why are you just being douchebags? It would be annoying, wouldn't it? And, you know, if that were to happen, hopefully that would be able to somehow... Due to my curse of obscurity, I'm not going to get any form of media attention on that. Although, at the same time, I feel like a lot of people would be outraged that they would just take down a parody video. It's basically just fan art of Bob Ross's drawing. Probably in a different, like, landscape. I didn't even look to see how, like... I gotta look this up. While it's on my mind. Bob Ross paintings. Okay. You know, that mountainous landscape works perfectly with landscape. Assuming that's what it is. We would basically just recreate it in our style. Use our techniques. We're not going to copy Bob Ross's style. We're going to use our own style and make our own version of his drawing. Or his painting, I should say, not drawing. Picture, drawing, whatever it is. Whatever word you want to describe artwork as. Classify all of that in one category. Doesn't exactly really matter much. Art is art. But I guess if you want to be precise on what the hell you're trying to describe, you probably should be precise on what you want to say. Anyways, yeah, that's something we can do. I don't know when that's going to be. This is episode 86. We're getting close. Not close enough, though, mind you. But we're close. We, still got to make a bunch more episodes. Would it be in February? Would it be? I don't know. And it's probably going to be like, all episode. Like, we'll do the outline, do the coloring, do the shading, texturing. Even add our own effects to it. It'll be similar to Bob Ross's, but it will be my own effects alongside it. So more to it than just what it is. Okay, neck probably needs to be under there. So it's not an exact copy, but it's basically just an imitation utilizing a different skill set, utilizing a different way of drawing art, but more so just to, showcase the major differences between two people. I don't think I'll ever really reach professional art standards. I can draw a mean background if I, put a lot of thought into it. I drew these girls last. That's why Gwyneth doesn't really look as good as she probably could look. And why the background looks a little bit more better, albeit still trying to keep it somewhat simplistic, so it's not too much going on in the screen. Somewhat simplistic, but still looks good enough to look like it's something else entirely. The pillars, the golden rods, the ceiling and whatnot. We haven't even gotten the shadows and textures in yet, so it can get even better. Whoops. How long have we been recording so far? Almost 3 hours. That's fine. This is a pretty big one of just coloring and shading in all of the characters. And at the end of the day, that's all we can really ask for at that point. Obviously, I've taken a more anime style than, any realistic stuff. Would I be able to attempt any realistic stuff? Probably. I don't know. Not really, keen on realism outside of landscapes, outside of background stuff. I've always had gravitation towards anime. I've liked that style. Just like oh, whoops, that's 100. You need to be 10. Just like the style that it has. A lot of attractive characters in the anime. I tried to do realistic style long ago in the past, but didn't really work out as well as I would like. So we have our new system here, which basically is just all anime, all the time. Even the animals are a bit more cartoon-ish while keeping somewhat of a realistic feel to it. Like that turkey I draw. Which, by the way, you didn't see this because I decided to do this one in particular without any, what do you call it? Turkey. Still relatively cartoonish, like the head isn't realistic or the neck, but that's fine. But the background. Look at that background. Look at this living room. The kitchen, the dining room, and the area, the divider between the two. Is that the entrance or a door to another room? Who knows? Could be like the sunroom. I don't know. It don't matter. Now, I feel like I could go into architecture at some point. Not even architecture, building design. Because I think that's two completely different things. Building design. I mean, have you seen my house in Minecraft? Have you seen that house in Minecraft? You can't even say that with a straight face. But yeah, building designs and whatnot. I feel like I can go on ahead and make a pretty good house. Draft up a design. Figure out where plumbing should go and whatnot. As well as cables and electrical stuff. Figure out all of that stuff. Yep. Something I could definitely do at some point in the future. If I so choose to decide. Technically, that's a form of creation, right? Yes? Alright. I think that's all the shading and the texture. I'm not sure. I could be missing something. But right now, it don't matter. Right now, we gotta work on getting the shadows and stuff. So I'm gonna get the girls set first. Obviously. Shadow is going to be coming from the top part of the thing. Part of me also wonders if I should try to refine my shadow technique. Because right now my shadow technique is just literally splotch opacity 10%, flow 30% with the usual soft brush at whatever size I decide to do. And just run it across everything that is over layer-wise. Which, to an extent, it does work, but without, precision, it's a bit more difficult. Shading kind of provides a little bit more of a, shading isn't exactly shadows. Shading is essentially just a means to, separate things, because we don't do lines here, obviously. despite these being lines. We don't do line art here. We do lineless art. So the best way for us to get lineless art to look good is shape, the dodge and burn tool. And then we use the shadow as its own thing to essentially just build upon, the lighting source. I would say this variation of shadowing is a lot better for me, at least, because I can put all the shadow on one instance and just try to get things to go exactly where it needs to be. It also makes it so that everything is precise. Not precise. Concise. I don't know if I'm using that word right, but I'm using it. And making sure that I can keep things consistently moving in a good flow. There's no precision here, especially with the little bits coming off to the edge. Not really much you can do to help that, though. That's for certain. I guess what I could probably do is try to take time shading things in properly. Like their hair here, for instance, these two, doesn't matter too much because their hair is already dark, so a lot of the shadow doesn't really get shown as much. It's still shown to an extent, but it's not big enough to be like, oh, that's important. The shadow there is important. It's not as important. It's barely noticeable. Yeah, Gwyneth over here looking at this sweet sunroof. You would have to imagine that this is in a part of a castle that nobody can get to. And if you attempt to climb it, you're going to get, punched down by somebody. Although, I guess, technically speaking, these girls... Oh, no, this family isn't really too, what's the word? They're comfortable in their... Like I said, they're nudists. They're comfortable in their bodies, and they don't mind people seeing them naked. They just don't, flaunt it around with random strangers. If somebody sees it, oh well, just wave at them. And, yeah. If it's somebody you like, then they're going to try to do it. Because they like that person. Just as it is hinted with Ariella liking Gwyneth over here. But probably not in the same way that Gwyneth likes Melina. Gwyneth's interest in Melina is more akin towards love, while Ariella's interest in Gwyneth is more akin towards lust. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, it also, I don't know if y'all's noticed the hints that these characters are from a rich royal family. But we have the first hint with Gwyneth being rich, being that money is not an issue line, as he says. But the only thing that she was missing being material. So it shows that she does have the ability to, spend a decent amount of money. And then, of course, there's Ariella giving that shopkeep girl a huge tip. Showing that she has... I didn't even, plan on that. Funny enough, I didn't plan on her doing that. I was like, wait, I need an excuse for her to leave with the product. Let's give that girl a huge tip. And then I realized, oh, wait a second, right, we're trying to show that these characters are somewhat rich. Rich, but not as well known as, certain counterparts. Like the famous icy hot duo, being Ruben and Beatrice. Which, if you haven't paid attention to previous drawings, and that one drawing, this is Beatrice, and this is Ruben. That's Father Mine, that's Mother Mine, and of course, you all know Ariella Mine by now, right? Surely you do if you're reading the series. There's no way you don't know if you're not reading the series. I bet thousands of you, hopefully thousands, because we do have 3K views on there. I bet all of you are only reading or picking up the second episode series when you saw that Ariella Mine drawing, as well as the Mother Mine drawing, referencing scenes from the series. So there's no way in hell you don't know about Ariel Amini at this point, unless you're strictly safe for work. Oh, then again, if you're strictly safe for work, why aren't you reading this series? If you don't know. It's only a 22-minute read and imagine, technically speaking. I would say it'd be about like 30 minutes in total, but I try to like get 22-minute read and imagine, so if you don't like read the expert stuff and know exactly how the scene plays out in your heads, but you read the dialogue bits because that's obviously important. If you know that, then it should amount to a 22-minute read and imagine. But again, you're going to need to have the ability to imagine the scenes playing out. Thankfully, I can do that. To an extent, I can do that. I guess in some drawings, I can get like the scene where I want it to be. Like, I mostly improvise with some of these drawings. And I try my best to try to figure out how exactly I want to go about drawing certain pillars and whatnot. Like, the pillars in the other one didn't show like this. It only showed like this part here and cut off there. They could have been anything else, but I decided to use this because I thought this one looked pretty neat. There's one particular design. Like, I didn't exactly have an idea on how I wanted to go about doing the ceiling here. I just went on ahead and did it. I didn't have an image. I didn't have like a visualization. I didn't have any plans. I was just like, I went in and improvised what I feel like I wanted, and that was it. And it might not be as good as most things, but it's good enough. It's good enough to showcase most of the scene. Well, hold on a second. Technically speaking, this stuff shouldn't really be shadowed in as much because the light is shining down on it. Now, I think because of certain aspects, we might only need one fog, but we'll see. We'll see. Alright, now this is taking a while to do its thing. There it goes. Didn't look like it did anything. Trying to figure out what kind of shade of blue I want here. Let's see. Okay, that seems good, I guess. And again, I'm not sure how I want to go about doing this. Not sure. Light purple's not going to work either. I guess that would work. It's going to be completely different in the lighting's instance. Those sun rays. Which isn't exactly full-on sun rays. That's fine. And if I remember correctly, it was a blue shade like this. A nice blue light shining down on the bath chamber. Maybe I should do this, even though it's I'm probably going to accidentally grab the top of the window. I guess I probably could do this. Right, we've got some regular old light fixture. Gonna get a few more with a bit more, what do you call it? Probably. And now sunlight. We've been at this for almost 3 hours now. Very close to 3 hours. Which is another 3-hour long video. Oh wait, you gotta be 100, you fool. Not too much now. Now, if you're wondering how the hell she fills up the tub, Don't forget, Ariella's an aqua magic user. She don't need any, to fill up the tub. Now, I don't quite remember the exact order things go, because Ruben uses aqua steam magic. Beatrice uses aqua ice magic. Did I exclaim what the others used? I can't remember if Mother Mina used, like, ice or steam or water. I don't quite remember. That, or I never really, like, described that. With Ariella being the youngest daughter, at 21, surprisingly. And it kind of makes sense that she's, I guess a bit more of a aqua user, since we've got a steam and an ice. And it makes sense. Funny thing is, Domador is the only one in the group that doesn't have, like, the first baseline ability. Domador goes for electricity. Because, you got fire, water, earth, and wind. Which, in a sense, basically is, the baselines. And then you got, like, stuff like lava, ice, flora, I think it was called, and electricity for the secondary baseline. Lastly, followed by plasma, steam, poison, and gravity for the tertiary baseline. Essentially, yeah, it is unique. Domadora has, like, unique, outside of, like, wind. I could have gone for that fire, water, earth, and wind user. But I like electricity better. Besides, it's using from the 4 distinct, we got a pyro user, an aqua user, a nature user, and a zephyr user. Essentially the main 4 elements that we have here that we need. And, yeah, that's all you really need. Maybe we can run some jokes on that or something. But I like Domador just the way he is. An electric user. It gives him speed, too. You can go as fast as the wind, or you can go as fast as electricity. But you can't be both. Or you can if you're a life user. You can be all 12, technically. Right, Cat? Hulk. Murph. Alright, let's see. And now that that takes care of that, time for us to fill in all of the effects. Also, I like the idea of an electric user having to like suppress their power alongside an aqua user. Water and fire doesn't really mix too well together, because the water will most likely extinguish the fire, or the fire will evaporate the water. Then there's nature. I don't exactly. I mean, it's all about rocks and using a sword at that point. Because, if I remember correctly, Gwyneth is a mage. Okay, effects. I'm getting off track on what I want to select here. Gwyneth is the mage of the group. Hold on, let me grab the, what album would that be? 50? Yeah, okay. So, mage user. Yeah, Gwyneth would be the mage user. Ariella, obviously, the clerk. I think getting through as the paladin, if that's what that was called. I've forgotten what that was called. Like a monk, cleric, mage, technician, rogue, brawler, barbarian. Were you warrior? Warrior, paladin, ranger? I think that was it. And Domadora. I think Domadora would be a rogue. Yeah, Domadora was a rogue. Right, I remember now. Being able to move fast and having to be good with his hands despite not knowing how to use them. Sorry, Domadora, it's just you're too innocent for lewd thoughts. Anything that occurs that's lewd, you wouldn't understand. You may be an adult, but you sure as hell ain't old enough to really understand any of that shit. Then again, were we ever really old enough to understand that at 19? Like, truly understand it? I had the misfortune to never really get to explore that, because life hates me so much and doesn't want me to be happy. But I'm sure some of y'all who explored it really never really fully understood it until it was either too late, and you're just stuck there with a child, probably struggling with money right now. Or you're happy, or you're the happiest in your life that you've ever been. Or maybe you're the lucky few that got very lucky. The child pit was a bit of a pain, but after that part got past, you got a very loving family. Some people aren't lucky enough for that. I'm lucky enough to not have gone through that, I guess, yet. Until I can get my fucking life fixed. I was unlucky enough to get into this point in my life. So whether or not you consider it lucky for me to not have that yet, and to focus on myself and my projects till I can fix the fucking mistake life gave to me, I guess I'm just stuck doing this then. Which is fine. I enjoy creating. Better than crack, better than drugs, better than all of that. I mean, it's not better than sexual gratification, believe me. When you're by yourself, you come up with very creative ways during certain sessions. Very creative indeed. You know, I feel like if I were to go on ahead and try to find some lady who would be interested in, not long-term, but, short-term, one-night stand or few-night stands, oh boy, I've developed so many kinks that it's just going to be quite an interesting session. Being a submissive and all that stuff. It's going to be even more interesting, I guess. Well, it depends on what the girl thinks in that situation. Man, if only life would just throw me a motherfucking bone. Just all you gotta do is just give me happiness instead of misery with these fucking monkeys running this fucking planet. Hell, a monkey could run it better. These dumbasses. You got, I don't even know what the hell's going on in that place right now. Because here's the issue. We got two people, I think, who's trying to veer for control, or two pizza in a pod who are going for all control. I don't know. Somebody said that this one particular supervisor does not like the plant manager. And I could see that in a sense of he comes in and takes control of everything, and now it took away his control. And he's trying to get that control back in some way, shape, or form. I could see that, but I also see the other possibility of them being two peas in a pod and then making everybody's lives miserable. What is with people like this? I'm literally just in the fucking position where I'm just going to get constantly screwed over by everything. I was not in the nerd position. I was not in the bully position. I have said this before. I was the loner. I was the loner in every instance. And I am still and life is still just being a complete and utter douche to me and just throwing the shittiest deck of cards my way. I don't know what else I can do to try to, fix that. It's hard to remain positive when all life does is just try to make me miserable. It's all it's doing. It's all it is doing, and I don't like it. And I gotta keep complaining about it, because otherwise life will do that thing that it did to that old lady and destroy the old lady. Remember that story? I think in our time? Yep. Sure you do. I'm sure you do. What were we talking? Oh yeah, Domadora. and his lack of knowledge in that particular department. Although he's a submissive, so I guess the only thing that he would need to do is just sit there and take it and let the girl do what they need to do to him. Okay. Alright, we're almost done. Going 3 hours and 10 minutes in almost. Well, on that depressing note, let's get this drawing finished. Oh, not depressing. We, Domador and all that stuff, being a rogue class. No, that looks good. But hold on. No, that looks good. Unless, let me save that. Is there another one I can use? And I do a duel. A duel? I kind of like that. Okay, hold on. Okay. I kind of like the bottom being that, but the top being brighter. How wonderful it is to create. While life might try to make me miserable, I will combat that with creation. Maybe like the floor could be like that or something. Or the floor could be a different blue. Like a lighter blue. Maybe not. Maybe a yellow? Nope, that's greenish. No, that's not it either. How about this yellow sepia? Nope, how about pink? Or that might be purple. Pink? You know what? I kind of like the blue instead. All the other options aren't really working as well as I think it would. As I thought it would. Maybe. Probably. I think that's all. Yeah. Okay, cool. Great. So, there you go, folks. The drawing's now finished. Now then, with effects, without effects. With effects, without effects. Not too bad, I gotta say. I really like the light coming down here and shining most of the room, giving it a nice blue look. Obviously. So, there we go, folks. Nice drawing all around. So, without further ado, thank you all for watching today's episode of Art Time. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe for more, check out that there playlist, and of course, previous episode of Art Time right over here, and most recent episode of Sonic Adventures 2. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all, where's my mouse, in the next video. Later.